What's up, everyone? So we're back with Reverse 1999 with the 2.3 update. But so besides the main event, we have the Puppet Arena, which I'm not sure what it is. The Shadow of the Sun. So that's probably Willow's story. Reverence in the Rain. I'm not sure what this thing is either. So let's check out the trailer. We'll see how it is.
The Fog Walker has requested the Foundation's assistance. Due to a mysterious change in the smog, they've been experiencing extraordinary rates of tuberculosis. We need someone experienced in medicine to go to London and investigate.
Miss Tooth Fairy, I'm Brimley, the Ranger colleague of Arthur Fogg. There's a lot more going on here than meets the eye. Miss! Watch your head!
Are you here for the Uluru Games? Here in Cross Street, we're all celebrating the upcoming Uluru qualifiers. I'm Flutterpage. I wake everyone up in the morning. The most amazing witch lives here too. These snails are for her to eat.
Is she French?
Why? You've seen her in France? I've never even seen her leave the house.
It's all because of her, that fog hag. She's the one who created the black fog. She's cast us.
To protect the health of all involved, the London Uluru qualifiers have been cancelled.
Why should I care? I'm no athlete. I've only got one leg. Just like I've nothing to do with the Uluru Games. The qualifiers would have held the floor ritual.
She was a once-in-a-generation floor ritualist.
We'll just have to hold our own games.
Have you forgotten about the challenge, Charlotte O'Hagan?
I don't care what anyone thinks.
That's a trailer. Alright, let's start it off. Chronicles of the Uluru, London dawning main events. When the smog thickens, threatening to consume the light. Who shall stand firm? Who shall charge forth? Who shall raise their voice? Who shall become the flame bright enough to cut through the haze? First day back in London. The flame of passion tings with a strange shade of yellowish gray.
I'm ready to go.
Please fasten your seatbelt, miss. We're setting off now. You ever been to London, miss?
Yes, a long time ago.
Long, eh? 5 years? 10 years?
Longer than that.
Come on, Van. How long? You don't look 100 years old. The hospital is 2 streets away. Oh, by the way, it's been arranged for you to meet Mr. Fogg first, and then he'll show you around the hospital.
I don't see why we need to make a big deal out of a simple visit.
Couldn't agree more, miss. But as this is an official visit by Mr. Fogg, as a servant of the Crown, you can rightly expect that they're going to have the old place decked out like Christmas.
Thank you for taking me there directly. I will go to Mr. Fogg's office after my visit. You can leave without me. I think I'd like to take the underground.
The Tube? You won't like it, miss. Not the kind of place for a decent young lady. I'll wait here for you, love.
I wonder if Tooth Fairy has another outfit for this.
The whiskey while I wait.
Thank you. I'll be back soon.
Was that experiment?
How are things at SPDM, Tooth Fairy? I'm hearing rave reviews about their school physician.
I'm glad to hear it. Young children are particularly easy to soothe. A few candies and they behave just fine. A little toffee or a nibble of a fruity sweet, and they've forgotten all about the Tooth Fairy's taste. A proper dose of sweets serves to calm the nervous system, and that doesn't just apply to kids.
He pulls a piece of milk candy out of her pocket and softly places beside Madame Z's mug of strong tea.
Your work here is undoubtedly busier than mine at SPDM. Besides, you're directly responsible for our timekeeper, the little troublemaker. But I am sure you didn't summon me here all for a little chit-chat.
Madame Z unwraps the candy and places it in her mouth, allowing it to slowly dissolve. Then she packs a piece of paper to the table before Tooth
The
Fairy.
Foundation has now confirmed the correlation between social turmoil and the emergence of the storm. Our branches around the world are now making efforts to collect information on these key social movements. As you may know, there was a strike that has only just ended in London. And there is something I'd like to show you, besides the strike itself.
The Tooth Fairy rapidly flips through the paper. She quickly spots the crucial elements.
Tuberculosis.
Indeed, there appears to be abnormalities concerning air pollution and reported cases of TB. Compared to our records before the storm, TB morbidity rates are extraordinarily high, approaching levels that shouldn't be seen until the Great Smog of 1952. Our Mr. Fogg, the Fog Walker, has also reported that there is something unusual about the composition of the fog.
So, we need an insider with knowledge of the storm to visit London, ideally one with a medical background. I see.
I know, your winter vacation just started, but I'm sure you understand the dire situation we find ourselves in. I'll apply for a special allowance for this field mission. What do you say?
I'd be happy to go. Perhaps I'll collect some rare teeth from this era.
Good luck then. Mr. Fogg will contact you when you arrive.
Is that Oliver's
He's
dad?
our liaison between the Foundation and the British government. He'll take you to the hospital, handling many of these respiratory patients. You will be given full trust to resolve this problem. There is something else. The Uluru qualifier will soon be held in London. It may factor into your investigation.
Uluru qualifier?
Uluru, London. Qualifiers
Uluru
open.
London qualifier coming soon. Arcanist Fair in Cross Street. Support your favorite competitors. Winners will represent Great Britain in the Australian finals.
Australia? They shipped my uncle off to Australia back in the day. always figured he got done in by a kangaroo. But if the smoke here gets any worse, I think I might chance it. Maybe I'll find him in the outback there. Or at least avenge him.
With a tense frown, Tooth Fairy floats a flyer. The Uluru Games are not her current
That
focus.
smoke seems to have severely damaged that hospital. But you don't seem concerned.
We've seen worse, miss. You wouldn't believe how many houses we lose a year to gas line explosions. Nothing much can shock us Londoners. It's a city where you can meet arcanists from all over the world. Arabians, North Africans, Indians and Japanese. Who knows what kind of arcane skill they can cast.
The police are on the scene now, but can they really do anything to clean up the hospital?
Well, police have got their own way of dealing with things. None too friendly. I think you should bring this up to Mr. Fogg. He's one of the few folks that look out for the working man, and he's never afraid of calling out the upper class.
I suspect Mr. Fogg will have known before we did. Let's follow the path of this dark soot on the street. Maybe we can find it, or its owner.
As you like, miss.
The car makes its way eastward, weaving through the increasingly narrow streets.
Seems it's leading us to the East End. Only thing that comes out of the East End are drunks, tramps, and Jack the Ripper.
But that was the time for Jack the Ripper. Break streets as his car comes to a rope stop. Halt. Oops. The car shudders from some impact as a child's scream fills the air.
Bloody!
A sudden stabbing pain strikes the nerve of Tooth Fairy's temple. She almost stumbles as she rushes to exit the car. The driver pokes his head through the car window, scrambling to justify his mistake.
Miss, I swear to high heaven that I have not had a drop of drink today. This is the East End for you. Either you hit someone, or someone hits you. Please, miss, take a look for me. Tell me if I hit anything. I can take it.
It appears there's no one in front of the car.
No one?
I'm up here!
Oh, she's flying?
Look up there, miss!
Tooth Fairy looks up to see a flurry of papers fluttering and spinning through the sky. A particular vibrant bundle of fabric resembling some kind of burlap sack hurtled through the center.
Can you catch me?
Huh?
The little girl's skirts catches the wind, and she drifts weightlessly through the air. The colorful scraps of paper spiral through the air and swirls around her. They're all Uluru flowers still waiting to be distributed.
She's being lifted up on the wind. Is this her arcane skill? If so, she's amazing for her age.
The Tooth Fairy catch her. She gently descends, seemingly headed straight into Tooth Fairy's arms, but at the last moment, she shifts directions and lands softly.
You lose. You ain't going to qualify for nothing like that.
Lands softly a few steps away.
Are you hurt at all?
Why would I be? It's not even as high up as a canary nest. It's no sweat with the help of little wind. But the Suchikiki was hurt. The car hit his waist.
What's a Susukiki?
Is this Sutukiki your friend?
Yes, but he ran away. He's probably angry. I bet he's still around. He don't forgive easy.
She points towards the shadowy alley to her left, where in a dark, smoggy corner, a pair of glowing eyes peek out from behind a garbage bin.
See? Over there. That's the Sutakiki, and I'm Flutterpage.
Could you bring your friend out? I'd like to make amends if I hurt him. Especially if he can't work.
Oh, he doesn't work, but you still need to apologize.
The little page turns towards the alley, waving into the shadows to call over her friends.
Come on out, Sutakiki. This bloke here wants to apologize to you.
So is it a human or is it a... The Sutakiki stirs in the shadows, disturbing the pale yellow smog before suddenly leaping forward. Is it a critter?
That thing doesn't even have a waist. And he's as big as a kangaroo.
His waist is right there. Can't you see?
A frightened critter is dangerous. Please stay back, child.
So right now we're not gonna put any healers in since I think for story mode made it easy. They made it easy. But I think it might be easy if I put her in.
Your every desire is my command. Which of these darlings shall we attend to first?
I'll use wind songs.
Sir, I suggest you cover your mouth and nose. There's something off about this smog.
Christ, so the rumours are true. I never should have gone into an alley like this on such a smoggy day.
He's looking at the end of the alley. He must want to go that way.
The smog's not as thick there. I think he wants to escape. Maybe...
Perfectly understood.
A good point. A new hypothesis.
Please, allow me.
The benefits of field mapping.
So I was trying to get Anjanala to P5, but I didn't get her. Ran out of what's it, poles.
Bollocks, bollocks! Turn over already, you stupid car!
The engine roars to life again, its pistons drumming the retreat as the car crawled through the streets.
Why did Mr. Driver run away like the Sutakiki?
he was worried for his car. If it got damaged, it could cost him his job.
Lose his job? Oh, got it. I don't want to lose my job neither.
What's her job? The little girl gives a pissing nod, but a child her age has no place in anything to do with the word work.
He has a car, so I wager he makes more than 6 pence a week. How did he get that job? Can I do it too?
I suppose you could, once you grow up. Here, open your mouth.
Tooth Fairy produces a shimmering jar of ointment made from the ground golden fairies and lanolin, a concoction capable of soothing one's fear of swallowing a Tooth Fairy for the first time.
What's this?
You were hurt. It's a kind of ointment. It will numb the pain if you ingest it, or reduce the inflammation if you rub it on your wound.
Was I hurt? I feel a little pain. But what do you mean by inflammation? Does that mean I'll catch on fire?
Take it, and you will feel much better. Doctor's orders, kid.
The little girl's curiosity easily trumps her hesitation towards the unfamiliar. She stretches her neck and sucks Tooth Fairy's ointment-covered fingers.
Huh?
It's a bit sour, like a moldy raspberry, but still sweet. Why aren't other pills as sweet as yours? I see. So you're a witch doctor, aren't you? I can tell from your metal mask, teeth necklace, and the golden fairies in your jar.
That is a reasonable assumption.
So you're here for the Uluru Fair then? Must be. You even got the flyer with you.
Actually, I'm here as a doctor to investigate a tuberculosis outbreak. But the strange black fog damaged the hospital I was heading to. I followed the trace it left behind to this area.
Black fog? There ain't no black fog. Around here the smog is yellow, and sometimes I've seen black smoke puffing up from the factory chimneys, but never in Cross Street. As like to be an arcane skill, miss. Lots of us arcanists here. That's why we're all chuffed up for the Uluru qualifiers. There's herbalists, sidekicks, diviners, magicians.
Thank you, Flutter Page. I think I've got the idea.
Left to her own device, Flutter Page could recite the job of every arcanist on the entire street.
Great! Then I'll show you around. You'll like it here.
Flutter Page grabs Tooth Fairy's hand and drags her towards the heart of Cross Street. To be continued. So now it's like the... Isn't it like a movie projector or something like that now? Like for the next once it goes to be continued? This brochure is issued to all Uluru qualifiers, participants, and enthusiasts. Full details are found on the back. Uluru Fever, fun, food, and the unforgettable Uluru. Come on, come on. The Uluru Fair is now open. Important notice, the champion of the Borga voting has begun. Head to the central square of the Uluru Fair. 1 vote per person. Vote now. Announcement. The mock Uluru games are open to all, offering 3 main catalogs: shooting, racing, and ball games, consisting of a grand total of 7 challenges. Enjoy the thrill of sports and entertainment, all for just 6 pences. Recommended venue, Victor Cinema. The legendary Uluru athlete documentary series is now in theaters. Don't miss out on the Uluru Trivial Game Night, held every Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Winner will be awarded 2 tickets to the featured event. Recommended booth, Puck's Fortune Telling. Match predictions and good luck charm awaits you at Puck's Fortune Telling. So part 2. Swallowed in the chimney. Reach your hand into the long dark pipe.
Welcome to Cross Street!
It's a busy street. Makeshift stall lines the street as our Arcanist celebrates the approaching Uluru qualifiers. This event will decide who gets to represent Great Britain in the final in Australia. Flutter Page lets the last of the Uluru flyers slips through from her fingers. They scatter as they soar on the wind and drifts into half-open windows.
Stop littering, you grimy little bug.
This is the Uluru Fair!
Tooth Fairy inspects the streets, settling the alley on either side, but finds nothing.
The trace of the black fog seems to have disappeared into a large gathering of arcanists. A wise choice. A choice, I'm already assuming, that has a certain level of intelligence.
Ultimately, she is the only doctor when it comes to things outside of illnesses. She finds herself lost.
He sounds like a monster. Like from tall tales what adults make up to scare us. But I heard people talking when I was sitting on the roof. They say it was born from a smokestack.
It does appear to have a similar composition to soot.
That's no good for the birds, Miss Doctor. I sure hope it don't come here. I don't want it to muck up the Uluru Fair, or scare the canaries away from the chimneys.
What's so special about the canaries?
They always know where the lanolin snails are hiding. All I'll do is give them a bit of old bread or seeds, and they find me the snails. It's my snail catching day. Stay right there, miss. I'll be back soon as I finish. Don't go getting off your sauce while I'm gone.
With that, Flutterpage drifts towards the stall decorated in Union Jack's blunting, before disappearing like the windspur on the winds. A gentleman in a fine great wooden coat stands tall nearby. He is utterly courageous with the rest of the street.
This is an Arcanist Fair Booth application form. You need only fill this, and get proper approval from the city government. Then no one can bother you.
Approval, eh? What's the point? The games will be over by the time they've even looked at my application.
Are we entirely certain we even want to hold the fair in these conditions? Don't you think the weather now isn't appropriate for that kind of strenuous physical activity?
What else can we do? We need to earn our bread, or perhaps you could clean the air for us, eh, Mr. Fogwalker?
I'm doing all that I can.
I wonder if he's related to Aller Fog. I thought there was an antidote where I thought his dad went missing, but I'm not positive.
Which means you can't do nothing at all, don't it? Yeah, we're coughing. But what we make in a day at the fair here is more than an entire week anywhere else. Not like we have royal allowances to rely on. Unlike you. Enough of it already. Now, would you mind moving aside for the little lady behind you? She's been waiting a while.
Oh, I do apologize, miss. Miss Tooth Fairy.
I didn't expect to run into you here, Mr. Fogg.
The pleasure is all mine, miss. Oh, where my manners. Welcome to London.
A cross-street local hurries by, letting out a sharp, violent cough.
Of course, we were supposed to meet in the office of the London Atmospheric Cleanup Committee. I'd have prepared a fine Indian tea for you. But I was called away to deal with matters here on Cross Street. It's a happy coincidence that you popped by. It will save us both some time.
Mr. Fogg awkwardly fiddles with his glove, clearly feeling embarrassed at the indecisiveness of their meeting. Thankfully for him, Tooth Fairy seems more concerned about the issue at hand.
Something the matter? You mean the air pollution?
Not precisely, no. Though one could say the problem is related. In fact, it seems just about every one of our problems comes down to these sticky contradictions. For example, contrary to good wisdom, the people of Cross Street have opted to continue their fair, despite the obvious dangers of the fog. That's just unreasonable.
You're the unreasonable one here, mate. Stop the Uluru Fair on account of a bit of fog. Fog in London. Should we cancel if there's water in the Thames next?
Citizens should be made aware of the harm caused by fog, and reduce unnecessary outdoor activities.
Pardon me, you lot government officials?
A few busybodies gathered near the two of them, ready to catch the latest gossip.
You saying we aren't allowed to celebrate the Uluru qualifiers? So what are you expecting us to do? Just watch the games and then pop off home? It's not like there are many events left for us Arcanists to celebrate in our own country.
Sir, you seem to have quite a severe cough.
So why isn't everybody masked up?
Oh, it's not so bad. Just a little curse is all. Doesn't matter none. A good Arcanist healer can cure me.
That's exactly what I've been talking about. A curse? Good lord, man. You have a disease called tuberculosis. You need a proper doctor, not a healer.
Hey Millie, congrats on getting second. How's your day? How's everything?
Maybe this is just how citizens in Cross Street best comprehend the disease, in the arcanist way.
How so? Is it real busy?
It's not a matter of arcanists or humans. Tuberculosis is caused by the presence of bacterium in the air. It can't be cured through ritualistic purification or exorcism.
You just don't get it, do you? It's not like that. If this tuber what have you is the reason, then why does my chest burn like hell? I've never heard of no bacteria what could do that.
You feel like your chest is burning?
Like swallowing a flaming coal it is. It all started this month. Never felt anything like this before.
Like I said, there's no disease. This has to be the Fog Hag's curse. She's the one who summoned this damnable black fog. She used to be a toad before she was thrown into an alchemist's cauldron and came out as a twisted old hag that haunts our street.
Could you tell me more about the black fog?
The vendor remains silent, shooting a hostile glance towards Cross Street.
Shh! Don't say anything about it. It'll bring bad luck.
He coughs, waving his hand to scatter the attention of the crowd, then vanishes into yellow smog. Oop.
So now we have a fog hag? What's to come next, I wonder?
He raises his hand in resignation, knowing that, as a gentleman, he should speak no further on the matter.
Sometimes, despite being an arcanist myself, it's hard to understand my own people. But that's what they think around here. My colleague is presently out investigating this curse they mention. But, to say nothing of his intrepid skills as a ranger, I doubt he'll produce any evidence of this so-called hag. In fact, he...
What's that? A long, sharp whistle cuts through the air, like that of a rider galloping across the plains of the land down under. But what follows is not the sound of hooves.
Arthur, a little help, mate. We've got trouble.
A hat riding a hobby horse races forward, its coat fluttering in the thick smog like a cavalryman returning from mission. A dark cloud follows close behind him.
So, here it is.
What? What's cool?
What's that after you now, old hat?
It's the Black Fog. Seems I've startled it, and now it's sent out critters into the streets. Steady on. Let's charge like soldiers of the Great Emu War.
Oh, congrats on your watch streak. 70 watch streak. Carbuncle.
It's the hag. The Hag's cast is coming for us!
You messed up during the concert.
Those nasty critters are coming from her garden! Run!
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first?
We'll do Lucy this time.
Loading. Charging.
Please, allow me.
The light that illuminates all.
Finally, it's just you and me, Master. Do 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 do.
May I say it was an honor to serve as your bodyguard, miss. I'm Brimley, the ranger colleague of my mate here, Arthur Fogg.
I wasn't hurt. Thanks to you.
Mr. Fogg lightly brushes the soot from his coat before walking over to Tooth Fairy. Despite clearing away most of the black fog, his expression looks grim.
Thank you, Miss Tooth Fairy, for telling us what happened at the hospital. We ought to make a summary of our investigation so far.
Seasoned government employees are particularly good at providing summaries.
We've encountered 3 oddities thus far today. This mysterious black fog, the unusual burning chest symptom, and...
He carefully considered his words before bringing up the difficult third point.
this so-called fog hag living on Cross Street.
Well done, mate. You did it. You said it out loud. We may just break the ice of your soul yet.
I'm only doing my due diligence by quoting the title verbatim. Back to the topic. Combining these clues together, we should assume a causal connection. The hag releases black fog, giving Londoners this variant of TB with the burning chest symptom.
When did you move into 221B Baker Street, mate?
The fogwalker shifts his gaze, knowing that if he even were to inhale a mouthful of that black fog, his face couldn't look at any grimmer.
It's a reasonable speculation. If so, then the first thing is to determine if such a lady lives here on Cross Street. We'd better pay her a visit.
If you insist, Dal. I can already confirm that for you. She's here, all right. Down at the house of the mangy front garden at the south end.
Very well. But might I suggest we don't all go in a rush to pay her a visit? We know nothing about her, or even whether this hag is a danger.
A little figure squeezed its way in. Is it Flutter Page?
Oi, Miss Witch Doctor. You done talking to Mr. Fogg and Mr. Hat?
Flutterpage, where have you been?
Wasn't you listening? I was off catching snails. With a bit of help from the canaries.
Flutter Page lifts the old jar filled with snails.
Good on you, little tacker. That's quite the harvest.
She tucks the jar away in the fold of her clothing, then lightly grabs the hem of Tooth Fairy's cloak.
Shall we then, Miss Witch Doctor?
Where are you taking me?
Thought I'd show you around Cross Street. Figuring since I'm the best guide here.
Are you? Then, do you happen to know about the house at the south end of the street?
Flutter Page ponders for a moment before her eyes widen in resolution.
Sure do. Actually, these snails are for her. You can tag along with me to see her if you like.
To be continued. A conversation overheard as a car Benduko basks in the photosynthesis. Between the pages. What's this? Rubbish. Stop poking around. Rubbish? Ain't this a book? Don't you want it? Mind if I take a butcher? You won't understand it. You're right. I don't understand it, so what's it about then? Don't you have anything better to do? I ain't done any of today's chores. I haven't taken the package to me sister, or helped the lady next door with her little one like Mom asked. But I don't want to do any of those things. I just want to stay here a little longer. Insects. Insects are herbs with leaves and purple flower. Maybe it's an adventure book about the adventure of a little creepy crawly and his friends. Can I draw a story for it inside? Can I? You just don't stop, do you? Can you find someone else to entertain you? Or maybe I have a mug written all over my face. Fine. Do whatever you want with it. Stay here. For all I care. Leave me alone, understand? Leave me alone. I can do whatever I want with it. Thanks, but I don't have a pen, do you? Here, draw. Bogloff. Part 3, Fog Hag, a recluse shrouded in rumors. A smog in the garden feels unusually dense. It has taken on an almost milky gelatin quality. The damp fishing air sticks to the visitors. Sparse ivy winds around the ancient stone wall, its bare roots clinging desperately to it. Hey Dale, congrats on 3rd. How's everything? How's your day? So we're doing the 2.3 update for Reverse 1999. I'm doing well. Oh nice, what did you have?
This right here, miss, is the Fog Lady's house. As you can tell, it is a very big, big house. Not like mine. Mine is small, but very high up.
Steep, tilted roofs, sash windows. It's very Victorian.
Oh no. Her name ain't Victoria, miss. At least, I don't think so.
No. I mean, Victorian architecture is a kind of style of house. I'm saying this house must have a long history.
Oh. Too right about that, miss. It's been here for ages. Come along then. I'll take you in.
The little page doesn't knock, nor does she touch anything resembling a doorbell. She simply leads two fairies straight into the garden gates. Several carbuncles peek out from among the vines before quickly retreating, their eyes still locked on the visitors.
Are these her critters?
Oh, that sounds pretty good. Pan-seared salmon, spaghetti with chickpeas pasta, sauteed spinach, and zucchini and squash.
You lot are hungry today, ain't you?
Yep. Did you make it? From the fold of her oversized flock, Flutterpage pulls out a jar filled with snails.
They ain't for you. They're for the lady of the house. Now please let me and Miss Witch Doctor through.
Well, nice. Who made the other? Oh. Well, it might have made it easier since you guys did different separate things, so it didn't take that long. Did it take long to make? Enjoy your meal. The Kobuki refused entry, shooting at a few tendril to form a blockage.
Sorry, Miss Witch Doctor. They was much friendlier before.
You've been here before?
Yep. They always let me in straight away. No clue what set them off this time.
Flutterpage stands on her tiptoes, planning to hop over the barrier, but after a quick glance at Tooth Fairy, she abandons the idea.
I don't rightly know what to do. I try calling her, but it won't do much good. Even if she heard me, she won't come out.
You're saying she never leaves her house?
Not that I ever seen.
Do other people visit her?
No.
But you visit her often?
She likes when I bring her snails. You think she eats them? All I know is I gave her snails. And then she asked me to stay around her house for a while. When she's not in a sour mood, she even teaches me some words for arcane skills. But if she is sour, then all she does is hand me some books, and I can't even read most of them. Don't go asking her too many whys. If you do, she says, "Get out!" And you got to go. So far, the longest I stayed was a whole afternoon.
I see.
Tooth Fairy surveys the old mansion. To her, it looks more like a small castle than a house. She decides to not disturb the formal witch dwelling within it.
Maybe I'm the reason they aren't letting you in. I'll just stay back here.
All right then. Stay there and I'll tell her about you, miss.
The Carbuncle lowers their guards as Tooth Fairy retreats. The strange plants and critters in the garden clear the way for Flutterpage as she makes her way down the path. Flutterpage raises the small jar high above her head, as if presenting some kind of token.
Miss? You hear me? Wakey wakey!
The lock clatters heavily, and the hinges on the old oak door gives a mournful groan.
Here you go, miss. A fresh batch of snails.
She doesn't respond. The witch stares is fixated on an unfamiliar woman by the garden entrance.
Who is this?
Well, I don't know her name, but she's a witch doctor. She came here in a car with a flyer of the Uluru qualifiers, so I think she's here for the Uluru... Oh, I forgot that you don't like the word.
Hello, miss. I'm here investigating the source of the black fog. You can call me Tooth Fairy.
Go away.
But why? I ain't asked too many whys, miss, did I? That was only my first one today. Oh,
You realize something.
so I can't come in at all? You promised you'd help me practice my arcane skill.
then you better not let me catch you saying Uluru ever again.
The witch anxiously snatches the snail jar from the girl's hand and closes the door. The door closes.
Aww. Oh, she left me a book. Look, it's got a carbuncle on it.
Come here, Flutterpage. Are you all right?
I thought I could play at her house today.
Would you like to do something else?
Like what?
Like, see your new friend, Mr. Hat?
Mr. Hat?
Ms. Flutterpage, I'll ask you to not wear me on your head. I know I can fly, but that doesn't mean you can treat me like a kite. Besides, I'm due to begin my patrol. I need to...
A gust of wind blows Brumman into the hallway, spurring Flutterpage to give chase.
That gives us some time for business. First of all, allow me to express my respect for your adventurous spirit. A haunted hag mansion whose owner feeds on snails. To visit her so quickly on your own initiative was a bold move, Miss Tooth Fairy.
He now has no choice but to admit the existence of the witch.
Here's your tea. No sugar. Just as you asked.
And of course, he has kept the promised Indian tea at the front fort of his mind.
The connection between this lady and the Black Fog will require further confirmation. However, judging from our encounter, she doesn't seem to have much concern for the world outside her home. I also noted that the word Uluru seemed to irritate her.
Uluru? As in the Uluru Games? Not a fan, I take it. It's certainly odd for an arcanist to have a negative impression of the games, though not unprecedented. Which reminds me of this letter. I suspect our fog lady might be glad to hear it.
Mr. Fogg places a voice letter between the two of them. The paper swiftly transforms into a wide mouth.
Letter from the St. Pavlov Foundation Uluru Games Organising Committee to the Uluru London Qualifiers Organising Committee. Copied to the office of the London Atmospheric Cleanup Committee. Due to the rapid deterioration of air quality in London and the presence of an unidentified arcane-related tuberculosis outbreak, we regretfully have decided that the Uluru London qualifiers will be cancelled until further notice, to protect the health of competitors and spectators. Competitors still wishing to participate are encouraged to register for the qualifiers in Paris or other cities.
The paper folds itself up and drops back into the table. Mr. Fogg sighs.
I received this shortly after submitting my report concerning the events on Cross Street.
They're right. It's better for everyone's help.
No objections here. But it's certain to cause a stir. Miss Tooth Fairy, you saw how passionate the citizens were about this event. What it means to them. They'll eat us alive when we announce this. So much more so that it's cancelled because of air quality. The firm will not be pleased, I can assure you. This great city will be the laughingstock of Europe, if not the entire world. Unless there's a way to clean the air in London. Perhaps then I might convince the Foundation to reconsider.
Mr. Fogg, there's only 3 weeks left before the qualifiers. It's a serious effort just to address the smog over London, let alone this new black fog and the disease that has come with it.
3 weeks. 1 for making plans, 1 for enacting said plans, and still 1 more for the final procedures.
He slumps into a chair with the arm crossed and glares furious at the voice letter on the desk.
What are you doing now, Mr. Fogg?
Thinking, Miss Tooth Fairy, is how I make the plans.
Rumble, feeling pursuit, eventually finds his way back.
Forgive me for interrupting, Arthur, but I had to call off my patrol earlier than expected. I'm afraid I need a favor of you, Miss Tooth Fairy. Would you mind helping us with some of the sick? After that black fog rolled through, patients with this tuberculosis variant seem to be multiplying as fast as hares in the Great Artesian Basin.
Part 4. Past Glory. What has been engraved in your mind, seared into your sight, and etched onto your very being?
Through misty woods, on paths concealed by haze, he thrice died and thrice was born in ancient days. Guide me rightly, that I may not stray.
By the Willer's fire, the witch is dancing in the ritual ground. She performs her dance alone, only the shadow cast by the flame accompanies her.
Flowers bear fruit, and beasts give offspring's way. With eyes of fire pierce through the cloudy maze. Failed again. Damn it.
She clutches her right leg, her fingers turn white as the tip.
I won't get anywhere so long as I can't move right.
The typical docile carbuncles are now locked in a frenzied streaking match. What should have been calming ritual has quickly turned into a bloodied war brum, all because of a single misstep.
Enough! The last thing this haunted old place needs is another crazy creature.
Hey, give me a chip. Just one with the lowest denomination.
Perfectly understood.
Charging. Loading.
Keep calm.
Eliminate target.
We worked on this collaboration together. I'll write you into my paper.
Miss Willow.
I swear to God.
She collapsed by the widow's fire, causing the intense flame to suddenly die down. She swiftly grabs a blanket from the pile to cover her leg.
Whatever thing you are, don't think I won't strangle you to death with my bare hands.
She struggles to her feet, but just as she's about to stand, one leg gives way. The little girl tumbles through the window and into the room.
Bloody.
She tries to lift herself up for a second time, but can only support half of her body. She looks up to find a little face among a pile of etched and restitched cloth. There could be no more embarrassing or infuriating ways for another to behold her.
You? What are you doing here?
I only wanted to show you the arcane skill you taught me.
Slaughter Page Nimbles gets back on her feet, bouncing around as she shakes off the dust. Seeing that the girl is unharmed, the witch turns her face, hiding her fleeting look of concern.
But you are in a bad mood, aren't you? What happened? I promised I didn't call you Miss Willow in front of others. You said I can call you Miss Willow when there's just you and me, right?
And you actually listened? First time for everything, eh? But it's not about what you call me.
Then what is it?
She stares at Willow in confusion. Suddenly, she realizes why she's lying on the ground.
Let me help you up.
I don't need it.
With a flick of her wrist, Willow's coat and hat leaps onto her like a loyal dog. She tries to stand up for a third time, using the rough stone pillar beside her for support, and finally manages to straighten herself out.
So then if you value my words so highly, what about the time I told you I don't need a knocker-upper?
I remember. You told me there's no sense waking me up for anything. I don't have any work to go to. But I'm not here to wake you up, am I? I already did that for the whole street hours ago.
Oh, have you now? Then maybe you can buzz off and bother someone else. I didn't give my permission to let annoying little flies in my house. I'm in the middle of something important, so leave me be.
Willow grabs a broom handle and points it towards the window Flutter Page has opened.
Just one more question, miss. I'll be quick. Miss Tooth Fairy and Mr. Fog say you made people sick with the black fog, but I know you didn't do it. Did you? You never told me you can summon black fog.
Done with all that nonsense, are you? If that's all you knocked on my window for.
But if you didn't, I can tell them the truth. Or you could even help them find the black fog. You're the best witch I know.
Their problem is no concern of mine.
Oh. But I did hear something. I was thinking maybe you'd like to hear it too. Letter from St. Pavlov Foundation. Due to... what? Deterion air quality? And arcane tubal-keeled kiss? They said the Uluru qualifiers are cancelled.
Stop. Do you understand at all what you're saying?
No, but...
Go away.
Aww.
I said get out!
She sees Flutter Page with both hands, half dragging, half pulling her towards the open window.
You know what I don't want to hear, eh, lass? Your voice.
Flutter Page is flung out the window and carried away like a kite with a broken string on the breeze.
And your infernal knocking. Don't you never take another step into my house. Never.
The room reverts to its familiar silence. No life save for its solitary residents, just as it has been for the past decade. Her hastily thrown on coat and hat slides to the floor as Willow leans on her right leg and limps over to the storage table, filled with bottles and jars. There's still enough mucus left over for yesterday's nails for her to use. She pours the liquid onto the jar into the cauldron.
Just a wee bit left.
She sets the fire alight, and the lubrication starts to bubble into the cauldron.
Eat snails? Let them think what they will. I don't care. The fog hag. A toad monster. A failed work of an ancient alchemist. Yes, of course, Charlotte O'Hagan. You're nothing but an ugly, evil, terrifying fog hag living in a haunted house. You deserve every bit of it.
Wait, is that her actual name? Charlotte O'Hagan? Yeah, Dawn, how's everything? Welcome in, Raiders. How's your stream? Were you also playing Reverse 1999? What did you think of the story? You're welcome. How far did you get in the story, or did you finish the whole story? Alright, let's get back to the story. She lifts her eyes and gazes at the window. To her surprise, she can see the moon, a flurry of small clouds slowly making their way across it, and a flock of silhouette birds swooping and swerving in tactic harmony. Alright, take care, Kim. And thank you for recommending Ayak Dawn for the raid. Like the white sheep that roam through vast rocky hills, like the witch in black robe who dance together in perfect unison.
What an age. At last, witches no longer need worry about being captured in their sleep, pierced on a stake, or burnt alive.
Our next competitor is our witch from Ireland, a once-in-a-generation talent!
So though she was
Ancient rituals are different now. We dance, communicating with spirits like a joyful game.
The Uluru Games!
Or a graceful competition.
And the winner for the floor ritual is...
The desirable. I left the pot on.
The smell signals a point of no return for the lubricant, and his appearance confirms as she sees a small blackened mass stuck on the bottom of the cauldron. Willow's prosthetic leg grinds and creaks as the joint rubs against each other, causing her hip to itch.
Back and back.
I wonder if that was replaced. Unless she doesn't swear.
Fit for the rubbish now. Rubbish.
To be continued. Guide us on emergencies. Everyone is curious about the witch garden, and everyone fears it except for one small bird. To her, it isn't so dangerous. Two alternating handwriting styles. Do not touch any plants with barbs. Barbs? The thing I had to pull off your leg yesterday. If a plant cuts you and the wound turns purple, or the blood isn't bright red, knock on my window. At any time, even if you're dancing? At any time. In the evening, the critters will lower their top bud onto the ground. Try not to step on them. Got it. So I can touch the top bud? Do whatever you want. Just don't come crying to me when they bite you. Stop squeezing through the damaged part of the fence. Just use the front gate. Righto. Didn't know I wasn't supposed to. I'm teaching you arcane skills so you can fly, not crawl. The little knocker-upper. The wind's blowing through this place has seen everything. As morning breaks, the rooster crows, announcing the start of another day of hard labor for the people of the East End. In the land of industrial, shipyard, and factories, they are in dire need of coal, fuel, and the labor to sustain them.
Good morning, sir, madam. This here's your wake-up call.
Oh, is that so the old times where they knock on the window to wake them up? I forgot.
Rise and shine, wakey time.
Flutterpage looks up to the gray sky above. There is only a touch of blue, and no sun, stars, or moon to be seen.
Enough! I said enough with the gal. I'm already awake, ain't I? So stop buzzing around.
The seasoned knocker-upper defies dodge the basket full of foot washing water that has been flung out the window and slips through the alley onto the next street. She still has a job to do.
Wakey, wakey, morning's here. Mrs. Wilson, you awake? You can't be late again, or old Mr. Pig Eyes will be on you with his belt. What happened? Didn't she hear me?
Suddenly, she shoves from behind.
Oi, who did that? Shut up already, Liberty. Didn't you know Mrs. Wilson was sick? She's sick? What's wrong? Doesn't hurt like swallowing a burning coal, does it? Who told you that? Yeah, maybe. Plenty of folks have been getting that too. My dad says it's a curse. It's not a curse, dummy. I'm no dummy, Liberty. You are, believing anything what that hag told you. She's a dirty, ugly old liar, and she's the one who cursed everyone here. She's a toad what can't get out of her house to see sunlight, and decided to curse us all just 'cause she didn't like the fair. Have you gone off your rocker, Freddy? Just leave me alone. I got work to do. That's work, eh? You call knocking on people's window work?
The boy rolls up his sleeve and pats his bicep.
I climb up in the steam turbines to tighten up the screws, and I clean them chimneys from the inside. Think you can do that, eh? But I don't want to tighten screws or climb up chimneys. I don't like the smells. Oh, so you like the smell of this black fog, do you? All thanks to your wicked hag friend. Go away.
She whips a clothesline pole at the boy's knees with a sharp crack.
Ugh.
The boy leaps towards the girl, but loses her among the heaps of rags.
Huh?
He swivels his head towards the sound and stands there shocked as Flutterpage deftly leaps over him.
What the? The fog lady taught me this. Lady? You mean that hag? I should have guessed. You'd be that ugly toad witch's apprentice. You're not my friend anymore.
She runs deeper into Cross Street. The old mansion looks as it just always does. From the strange garden to the ominous building half lost in the haze of the smog. Even so, Flutterpage is hit by an unusual feeling, one she can't quite place.
It's not snail delivery day, but after she threw me out of the house last time, maybe I'll go apologize. Maybe then I can learn some more tricks from her, or at least read her books.
The creature's eyes are weary.
Hello, hello. Now, why didn't you let Miss Tooth Fairy in last time? She's not a bad person. She even gave me some flying medicine. It was sweet and sour. You think Miss Willow's lonely? She needs new friends, and maybe some flying medicine too.
The carbuncle seems to reject her assessment. leaping side to side in a clear display of defiance.
But this time, I won't go through the window. Not that I get why she was so mad. Was it that I stopped her from eating breakfast, maybe? Well, time to figure it out. I bet if I walk in from the front door, she won't be so angry.
Flutter Page enters the garden like she always does, except this time, the couples won't make wait. The carbuncles don't make way for her. They leap at her.
What's wrong?
Oh, did have they them crazy? Frenzy? Flutter Page swings the clothesline pole, but fails to drive them off. They close in on her, malice in their eyes. Fortunately, reinforcements come galloping through the smog.
Miss Flutterpage? What in the blazes are you doing here? Good lord, I hope you didn't get hurt.
Mr. Hat!
Miss Bartley, I'd advise you to please stay a safe distance back.
No. Just look at the state of this garden. Oh, Charlotte, what have you been through to fall this far?
Keep the sample.
Let's see, we have... Okay.
Loading.
Oops.
Charging. Loading.
Please, allow me.
The light that illuminates all.
We worked on this collaboration together. I'll write you into my paper.
Thank goodness, you're in one piece.
I don't get it. They ain't never bit me before.
Well, you must always stay alert when you encounter critters, even in a familiar place. That's some genuine ranger's advice.
A ranger? Are you really a ranger? Can you be a ranger without a real horse? Will I get a hat like you if I get to be a ranger?
Unfortunately, a hatched range of expressions doesn't include awkwardness, or much else for that matter.
Hi, miss. Are you here for the lady living here?
Flutter Page circles the unfamiliar lady, looking her up and down.
Miss, you look a lot like Miss Willow, the fog lady. So straight and proper like a swan.
Miss Willow, you said?
Flutter Page claps her mouth before realizing she wasn't the one to utter this name.
Yes, Miss Willow. Did she say you were allowed to call her that too, miss?
Allowed?
Even her side carries the elegant Mercado's quality.
What kind of nutter has she become? Thank you for taking me here, Mr. Brimley. I can handle the rest myself.
She makes a gentle motion with her hand, signaling that she has finished talking.
You're welcome. Let's go, shall we, hey, little tacker? It's not safe to leave you here. I'll escort you to the hospital. This tooth fairy needs your help.
All right.
Flutter Page holds on Brimley's coat as the two of them leaves the garden. She looks back a few times. Carolyn remains totally unmoving. It's as though she can converse with the owner of the house through her stairs alone.
I thought a hospital was a big building. This is more like a fair. Only with sick people.
Patient lies on basic steel frame beds. Their once presumed white sheets now marked with yellow and gray stains. In the face of such a scene, a bright flag of the Uluru Games now looked lifeless and limp.
Well, you're right there, mate. It's not your typical hospital. Arthur's calling it the London Emergency Relief Centre for Special Tuberculosis Patients.
But it's still kind of a hospital, ain't it?
She doesn't linger on the thought of long. The image of the unfamiliar lady in Willow's garden won't leave her mind.
Who's that swan lady? She's not from Cross Street. How did she know Miss Fog Lady?
Swan? I suppose you mean Miss Caroline Bartley. We're hoping she'll be our lifesaver.
Mr. Fogg appears behind them, looking rather pale.
Lifesaver?
Exactly so.
There's a curious spark behind Mr. Fogg's eyes. He looks straight ahead as he speaks.
See, my hat friend. We civil servants can actually accomplish a thing or two. We found Miss Bartley, a shining star of Uluru, a talented competitor, and above all, she's an insider. She arrived in London days ago, looking for our Fog Lady. She claimed to be an old acquaintance. Some luck, isn't it? If she can figure out the connection between her, the Black Fog, and this fiery TB... Oh, speaking of which, that Miss Willow truly has a special name.
Heh. What are you laughing at? How long have you been up, mate?
A thought crosses Brimley's mind. His partner's probably hardly slept all week. A burst of glorious vigor emulates the fog walker's face, the sunlight breaking through the gaps in the gray sky.
Sleep? Who needs to sleep at a time like this? I'm more than energetic. I'm a veritable locomotive. Better than ever.
Arthur, you need to get some shut-eye, mate.
Is that what you think? That I'll just go back home for a little rest now? Now of all times. Dead wrong, mate. We've got rounds to make at the London Emergency Relief Centre for special tuberculosis patients. Come with me, my chapeau chap. We've got a city to save.
Mr. Fogg grabs the hobby horse and forcibly drags Brimley away with him.
Oh, all right. Miss Flutterpage, go find Miss Tooth Fairy, would you? She said your arcane skill might be of some help.
The two of them quickly vanish into the streets.
My arcane skill? Help? How can I help a witch doctor? Maybe Miss Tooth Fairy will tell me. But where is she? So many people here. I can hardly tell them from one another. Oh, but she has got those golden fairies with her. Maybe I can see them. Like how Miss Willow taught me.
To control the wind, you need to learn to see it first. Can you see the wind, lass?
Only when it's blowing something around, like dust or old paper. But I ain't got nothing like that with me now. I used all of it when Freddy tried to catch me. Is there anything else I can use?
She scans through the pale yellow smog. The fluttering Uluru flags informing her of the wind's direction.
Oh, I see it.
The wind picks up, and the flags along with the people's clothes start to flutter in the same direction.
What with this wind, eh? Where's it coming from? Oi, me hat! Please, is there any good Samaritan who can spare a blanket? Oh, God bless you.
The smog dissipates in the wind, and for a brief moment, the air is noticeably cleaner in the small corner of the world. At one of the beds, a little golden fairy is being held by its wings and placed into the patient's mouth.
Miss Tooth Fairy!
Flutterpage, there you are.
She swiftly closed the patient's mouth, making him swallow the bizarre medicine before walking briskly over to Flutterpage.
What's wrong?
We've got to find a way to clear up the sky.
To be continued. The thick, stubborn, some like it to pea soup, others to the famous Spartan black broth. Notes on the weather chart. It is 10:30 in the morning, yet even by the windows, the page cannot be read without a lamp. I set the journal by the still, lit the lamp, and returned to find a layer of coal fine ash. Best to refrain from keeping the window open for now. On the dimes, visibility is so low that feeding the swans is a hopeless task. I hear their mournful calls but cannot see them. Their wings beat against the smog like warning to retreat. Records suggest fog like these are unusual for the season. Cases of tuberculosis are on the rise. While I have no firm statistics, the overcrowding in the hospital and sanitarium tells its own story. By tea time, visibility improves slightly. The bus lamps barely pierce the fog. The fake glow is the only evidence to the passage. Not good. Now my chest is starting to burn too. At the hospital, there's talk of black fog, capable of slaughtering buildings. Supposedly, one hospital was claimed in such a disaster. A tiny tornado? No, didn't look like it. Either this is a macabre joke, or someone should call up Arcanians to investigate. Alright, so part 6 might be the last one we do. Black Swan, a self-portrait, a reflective decision of oneself. The oak door slowly creaks open, the inside air meeting the outside and stirring up a faint mist. She struggles her way through the garden and bears her in her arms.
It's been near a week.
With every step, her right leg gives out a painful creak. She looks at the half-open window. This week has seen a number of uninvited guests, but not one of them was the one she has been hoping to see. That curious little thing who flutters back and forth like a sparrow.
This is how the world works. I should have known. I'm always too naive.
She carries out her usual task of cleaning out the garden. First, she gathers dry twigs and leaves to use as kindling. Then, she strikes the match, throws it in the bazaar, and waits for the fire to grow. As the fire intensifies, she gathers the trash from around the garden, most of which is flung into her garden by her neighbors, and adds it to the fire.
A dead mouse. Classic. Sure to disgust me.
Willow picks up the decaying mouse carcass and tosses it into the flame. Fire flaring up so fiercely it nearly scorched her cerebro. In the early years, she would often watch from the window, her dark eyes fixated on the people who passed by.
And rotten apples and eggs from that boring old codger. I suppose he's down to his last teeth now. Soon enough, the only thing he'll be eating is porridge. Bit of comfort in knowing he hates porridge.
Even now, the old mansion doors and windows are firmly shut. The owner's face has hasn't been seen for many years. All the neighbors know that it's a fearsome witch lives there.
Hands burnt by steam. It's a curse. Bumping into ghosts during the Samhain. Curse. Lost everything betting on the ponies. Each and every misfortune must surely be Willow's curse.
She picks out some garlic from the garbage bin. The simple seasoning can be repurposed as seed and for fertilizer.
Superstitious fools.
The only item that cannot be utilized are the wooden carvings with bizarre symbols on them. Rumors to possess the power to ward off demons.
Shysters.
Demon banishing water is the most clumsy and silly item, but it's also the most manageable to deal with. Willow simply lets it be, treating the water poured into her garden as free interrogation.
Brats.
Salt, this is the worst offender. It dehydrates the plants, often killing them outright. She digs up the tainted soil, ready to wash it later.
Oh. Well now, these are new, aren't they? Blood-stained rags. Wonderful. Sooner or later they'll all cough their lungs out.
The stiffness in her right leg is unbearable. Mosquitoes intensely buzz in her ear. Moments later, Willow's leg gives way, and she collapses into the patch of potato flour. Soft, soggy soil. A limp, deconvulsing body.
No!
She smacks her prosthetic on the knee, as if the blow will set the joint back into its rightful place. She grabs the dirt as she fights to get to her feet, struggling. This is a struggle she's long grown used to. Lured by the sound of her strikes, their carbuncles slowly make their way towards her.
Away with you!
The critters scatter, ducking behind the leaves and watching her quietly from the distance. She clutches a vine from one hand, but it only throws her off balance, and she falls to the ground once again.
Horrible.
She's more proficient in the arts of balance than almost anyone, yet she also finds it more difficult than anyone to adjust to even the smallest imperfection.
No. I don't need to cast my arcane skills. Stand up. Stand up. You loser, you. I need machine lubricant. I suppose I need to buy some.
This time, she makes it to her feet.
I can do this. I will do this. All by myself.
Her steps grow clearer, more steady. She grips the delicate metalwork of the gate.
Nothing to it. Let's go.
Her legs clacking like a slow, mournful melody. She steps into the smoggy, somber streets of London. There's a makeshift sign on the door.
Shop closed.
Shop closed
due
to
to illness. While the owner has gone to Miss Tooth Fairy for treatment. Please leave your name, order, and address on the list below, and we will deliver it to your home as soon as the owner recovers.
She picks up the pen, then sets it down again without writing a single word.
Tooth Fairy. Alright. Then I can find the owner if I go to this Tooth Fairy. Is she some kind of doctor, then? Not that she could treat what ails me anyway, eh? What other shops might sell canary saliva and lanolin snail's slime?
She wraps her cloak tightly around her body and attempts to fend off the cold, damp air.
All this time I could have done this, if only I hadn't relied on others for so long. There must be another store for arcane supplies. But... I think I need to lie down.
The cold hue of the night still lingers in the morning mist. The dance has never looked so quiet. Across the river, earth red flags flutter like burning balls of fire. The smattering of white emergency medical tents are scattered below them. A trampled Uluru qualifier flyers floats down to her feet, brushing against her ankle.
Sports fanatics, black fog, strange tuberculosis. All these things have nothing to do with me. All I need are my ingredients, nothing more. I ought to just order what I need as a home delivery. Ask them to leave the package at the entrance of the garden once a week. As for the fees, I'll just have to sell all me old medals. That'll be enough to support me until I become a proper hag. And I can never leave my house till the day I die. There's something dark rising up from the water. It's nothing special. A bit of old rope, or an old boot. Why can't it be a swan? A black swan? Here? Really? That's why you ought to go out more often. Else you'll miss these precious moments. A chance to see something special, like a black swan. Look at it. Some creatures are born with these smooth, pitch-black feathers. But it's only under the sunlight that you can see their iridescent shine. That's when all the other animals can only look on and feel themselves inferior. They can never stand out from the crowd in the same way. Your silence is an answer. I know it. Just as I know every time you lash out and curse, you're cursing your own failure. Walk closer, Charlotte. Why don't we take a better look at it? Look at its gracefully long neck, those magnificent wings, and how it glides across the water. All swans are beautiful, but only the black feathers make it truly stand out. It brings back some memories, don't it? The feeling of being one with the swans and the flow of each step of our dance.
We were so close to perfection. All we needed was for you to spread your wings and fly. Fly to Paris, Cairo, Istanbul, and eventually to the Uluru Rock. Then it comes to me, and I can hold it in my arms, lift it above my head.
The trophy?
This perfect, shining golden medal, standing on the Uluru Rock.
There's a black fog.
Miss Willow, but what are you doing out here? You've got to move. Black fog is coming straight for you.
Ignore the noise. Eyes on the swan. It's only a tacky white swan, covered in soot. How ridiculous it looks now, wearing that false disguise. The poor thing, it must have been covered accidentally.
Miss Willow, why are you looking at that swan? It's dead.
Of course it's dead and gone. That's right. What kind of swan would want to be with something so ugly and stained? Of course it's ended up alone. Died alone. What else were you expecting? You didn't really believe that spread your wings and fly bollocks, did you?
Hello? Can you hear me, Miss Willow?
It's Miss Willow like in a focus mode.
You ought to thank the black fog for lifting your illusion. Now you can see it rightly. You're not some special black swan that was born to greatness. You're nothing but.
Miss Willow, what's wrong with your leg?
But a cripple.
Come back, Butterpin.
Wonder who's she talking to? Is it Tooth Fairy? Or is it the other girl? Willow lowers her head to see that Flutterpage is standing at her feet. Tooth Fairy stands a few steps away, calling out to her. Flutterpage gently touches her prosthetic leg, revealing the secret she has been too proud to admit for the last 10 years.
Why? Why didn't you tell me about your...
You're much stronger than I thought, Miss Willow. If you allow me to address you as such.
Leave me be. I'm going home.
I'll walk you home. I got you. Miss Tooth Fairy and I was just chasing after the black fog, but I can walk you home first.
I just want to go home.
Willow used all her might to turn, but still can't do it with any grace. Her stiff right leg continued to impel her.
I'll go with you.
She stretches out her hand and pulls at Willow's clothes in a clumsy attempt to stop her friend from leaving.
Flutterpage.
Willow swats her hand away.
Huh?
Stop following me!
Miss Willow!
I just want to go home!
Flutterpage remains in place. Her eyes suddenly fills with tears. Tooth Fairy steps forward and pulls her into a hug.
I don't want you to follow me.
They look on as Willow shakily walks into the smog, each step grinding away a little more of her dignity. To be continued. So part 7, brunch. This gap, fill it up with tangible things like warm hugs and fell heart embraces.
The floor ritual is one of the most
Hey Kim,
popular events
welcome in.
of the Uluru Games.
How's your day?
It has a bewitching style that generates a resonance between the dancer and audience. Charlotte was a genius. She was born for it. And God has sent her a coach covered in dark feathers and skilled in ancient Celtic runes. Coach Raven taught her the primal witch dance that ignited a fire within her. At least, until that tragedy 10 years ago, which took her leg.
I wonder what happened, what kind of accident they
had
had.
given her a pocket of flower seeds as a reward for all her diligent practicing. It said they were from the druids in the forests of Glastonbury. I guess she planted them around her house and got this garden. Now all these bizarre plants share the same strange air with their owner.
How many parts are there in this event? The plants in the mansion garden are all drooping towards the ground. There's a new sense of awareness that hasn't present during Two Fairies' last visit. The woman by the door gently shakes her head as Flutterpage crawls around her knees, searching for bugs among the foliage.
Thank you again for having me over. That's all I have to say about Charlotte.
Old teammate, alright. Flutterpage heads pop up from between the plants.
What's a druid? Is it a place? Do they have canaries and snails there?
A druid isn't a place. It's a title. An identity.
Identity? Oh, like a name. Just like Flutterpage, right?
She quickly falls back into her own musing.
Thank you for your cooperation, Miss Bartley. I'm sorry to be taking you away from your practice.
Yes, you should be. I don't much enjoy being bothered by stuffed-up bureaucrats.
The accomplished florist has never been one to hold back her words.
But if you ask me...
Caroline glances once more at the narrow window of the old Victorian house. It's tightly shut.
I will tell you that it isn't Charlotte that's summoning the black fog. I stand by that. I swear it on all my honor as an Uluru competitor. We're witches, but not in the traditional sense. We practice witchcraft to win medals instead of summoning
Also,
devils.
they are actually witches.
We trust you at your word. It seems like that concludes our investigation into this fog hag. Thanks again, Miss Bartley.
Miss Tooth Fairy, if you do want to thank me, mind doing me a favor?
Tooth Fairy nods, but Caroline seems to have an unusual hesitation as she deliberates over her choice of words. In the end, she yields.
Please do something. Anything to bring her out of this hole she's dug for herself. Whatever you do, break down her door, drag her out by her hair, even blow up that old mansion.
It's a historic building.
Don't let her hide in her stupid house. She'll let you inside now. There's no longer any power preventing you. I can sense it.
You know this place well. Have you visited her here before?
Caroline bites her lips, holding back the words on the tip of her tongue. Then she walks away.
I think Miss Bartley wants to come in with us.
Maybe so, but she's made her choice. She doesn't want to join us inside.
Tooth Fairy shakes the jar in her hands, not containing her usual tooth fairies, but filled with a collection of Lennian snails.
Let's go, Flutterpage. We still have work to do.
Whatever you say, Miss Witch Doctor.
The two of them steps cautiously into the garden, the soil compacted under their feet. There's nothing left to obstruct their path. They step around a few threatening-looking plants as they take the winding road to creak old doors. Welcome in, Abby. How's everything? Let's give you a shout out. Tooth Fairy goes back to knock, but the door swings open the moment her knuckles hits the surface.
The door isn't locked. Let's get inside.
Willow sits at the table, prepared for one, surrounded by the exorbitant amount of half-finished food. Aside from the full English she's currently tucking into, there's a Scotch egg, a half-eaten cod and chips, and a steamed apple crumble.
Sorry to interrupt.
Willow casts aside a basic manners, neglecting to invite her guests to sit, and cuts herself another piece of sausage.
Diets high in sugar and fatty oils may well lead to stomach illness, Miss O'Hagan.
She continues to eat her lavish brunch.
I choose the name Tooth Fairy instead of my real name, Campbell. But did you choose to let people call you Willow? Or do you prefer the name Charlotte O'Hagan? That is the name of an excellent Uluru floor ritualist.
The crash of silverware interrupts her once more. Then Willow sweeps her arm across the table. The silver dish clatters loudly as they fly to the floor.
Tooth Fairy. Some kind of doctor, right? I think your prescription is a little fuzzy. I'm no athlete. I've only got one leg. This Charlotte has nothing to do with Willow. Just like I've nothing to do with the Uluru Games.
So far as I know, the Uluru Games do not exclude people with disabilities from full participation.
To be sure, but only if you enjoy parading yourself around for embarrassment. I think I'll pass, thanks.
No one should feel embarrassed by competing, least of all the competitors challenging themselves. That is the point of the Uluru spirit.
Willow rises with great effort, furiously stamping the floor with her prosthetic in the process.
Excuse me? I don't remember having asked you for a running commentary.
I'm sure you already know the answer in your heart. You have wisdom and experience.
Who even invited you here? It's time you leave.
I wonder if she came with this personality after she injured her leg.
I'm here representing our mutual friend, Flutterpage.
At the mention of this name, Willow pauses and takes a step back.
What for?
I understand that usually the only one welcome inside is Flutterpage, but I'm here to apologize on her behalf.
Apologize?
She places a small jar of snails on the table.
What's this?
An apology gift. She ran off a little before sunrise to collect these for you. She collects these arcane creatures you use to make the lubricant for your prosthesis, right? But she's afraid that you'll get angry at her again, so she asked me to give it to you.
Oh, I see. Now I'm the hateful, angry, wicked witch.
No, you're not. The things that these people say about you, they aren't true. As I mentioned, Flutterpage wanted to apologize because, quote, she didn't want to break your heart. Miss Bartley has told her many things about you. She never knew you're such an outstanding competitor.
Caroline?
I wonder if it's gonna show any flashbacks of when she was... Well, flashbacks of like when she competed and also when she had the accident. Tooth Fairy slowly pushes the jar of snails closer to her.
So, will you accept her gift?
Willow delicately places her fingertips on the jar, neither pushing it away nor taking it.
Ugh, nosy little brat. Where is she now? In the temporary hospital?
You want to see her?
I'm not sure if it's like the look when she said that, even though it's like the same as always. The witch features twists like a knot.
Don't push me!
She pulls the snail closer to her. Wait. She pulls the snail jar closer to her.
All right, it's my own fault. I shouldn't have treated her that way. That what you wanted to hear, is it? Fine then. You'll have what you want. Just take me to her.
She's waiting by the door.
What?
Flutterpage cautiously peeks out from the edge of the door frame, her wide eyes scanning the room from any signs of danger.
Miss Willow.
Did she get tricked? At this point, there's no turning back.
Fine. Come on in then.
Wonder if Miss Barley is also gonna come in. Or is she still way outside? Oh, poor Flutterpage. Unable to deal with her emotions, tears well up in Flutterpage's eyes once again.
Stop your crying. Listen, I shouldn't have treated you so wickedly the last time. And the time before that.
Tooth Fairy gives a silent nod.
Now would you stop that crying? At least not here in my...
Is she crying because she's happy now, or is she still sad? Without a moment hesitation, Flutterpage charges towards her. Willow's hands open and close like a spider, raising its front legs in fear. She's not sure whether she can catch this chaotic bundle of rags.
Oi.
She managed to catch her, only to be knocked back to the floor. Tears of joy.
I'm sorry. I'm really very sorry. I swear I won't break into your house no more. I'll only come in when you let me. I'll do anything you ask. Say anything you need me to say, miss.
She unconsciously looks at Tooth Fairy, only to see that her full attention is directed at the Uluru for ritual painting on the wall. Willow gently taps the back of Flutterpage's neck through several layers of clothing.
So, could I still come around again sometime?
Willow presses her hand to the girl's mouth, sniffling her sob.
Stop your crying first, lass.
Okay, I'll stop crying.
With a soft push, Flutterpage drifts into the air like a sheet caught in the wind. Even with the removal of Flutterpage's weight, Willow is left on the floor, unable to get up.
Can I help you?
Flutter Page moves closer, reaching out both hands in line with Willow's. She takes the offered hand and raises steadily, the sudden gust of wind helping her find her balance.
Enough. Enough. I've had too much of this for one day. Would you mind if I politely asked you to leave? You do have a black fog to chase after all, don't you? Just so you know, it truly has nothing to do with me.
Miss O'Hagan.
Call me Willow, child. What else do you want to say?
Would you let the food stay in your tummy for a bit longer? Eat a little more. I don't want you to be so skinny.
She's surprised? Willow pries Flutter Page's arm from around her waist, gently pushing her back.
All right, now leave me be, please.
Is she embarrassed now? Two Fairy takes Flutter Page's hand, and as they leave the room, the old house sinks back into silence. There's no sound save for the heavy ticking of the grandfather's clock.
She's seen too much of this embarrassing side of me.
To be continued. A compilation of potion recipes from the popular book such as the Common Household Potion Handbook, and anyone can be an alchemist. Simple and easy brewing techniques. Life's essentials: lubricating ointment, snail mucus, assassi sap, swiftlet saliva, vulture feather powder, alright. I'm just gonna read the regular ones, not the isolated or italic ones. Sleeping Drought, Hairy Agrumo and Elm Leaves, crushed, orange juiced. Winter Bear Paw, Fur Dried and Blue Twilight, coarse salt. Special Pain Relief Balm, olive oil, edge tongue, soaked in cold water, petrified resin, softened, white crystal, dragon bone powder. Dragon bone for everyday use? Of course I can't afford that. I'll just trade 50 bottles of regular balm for 1 meager ounce of dragon bone powder. Why bloody not? It's just a it's such a bargain. Right, part 8. Raining fish. What you need are sharp eyes to spot value, a touch of arcane skill, and a talking hat. So Brimsley's gonna be in this one.
So, I dreamt of eating a marshmallow last night, but it tasted like rubber. And the next day, my wife asked me why I ate the cotton she had in her mouth. I said it's because the air was so dirty that I wanted to block up my throat. And she laughed. Of course, she says it might be better now that I can't shout and holler whenever someone scores.
A burst of static fills the air as the radio order changes the station.
These are the highest level of professional arcanists. Their abilities lie far beyond the limits of our bodies, our perception, and everything else.
Arthur, mate, do you know what you're doing?
What does Arthur look like?
Go on then. Be a little louder. May as well let everyone know a trusted servant of His Majesty's government and his talking hat are hiding out in a pile of litter.
Oh, that's what you're worrying about? I guarantee you, no person in their right mind will think that a brilliant mind such as yourself would decide to hide in a rubbish pile pretending to be a potato.
Ha ha. Since when did you become a comedian?
I learned from the best, mate. Once I'm back in Oz, I hope to be awarded the title of Duke of Sydney Slapper. Not that anyone gives a toss about titles of nobility back home. We've got more important things to worry about in the Redlands down under.
You know, Brimley, old chap, you don't have to be a duke to be above people. All you need is someone tall enough to wear you on his head.
Bloody oath, mate. Like I'd let anyone pop me on their head. I'm an intelligent being, not a bloody accessory.
Shh.
A small Marco peek out of among the garbage.
Look at that sailor over there. See the ropes in his hand? That right there is presently the most valuable material in all of London to me.
Right, a bit of rope. And what about it, mate?
It's essential that I have it for my invention. We'll just wait for him to throw the ropes into the pile here, and then we'll be off. Just as simple as that. Come closer. Closer. Ready now. He's nearly here. It's no longer useful to you, son. Just throw it down.
A bowl of freshly attractive fish guts is poured over him. That's what you get for hiding in the garbage.
Mate, there's a lot of good that's come of being awakened. I treasure all the adventures we've shared. But I'll tell you right now, I wouldn't have awakened if I knew I'd end up in a rubbish bin covered in fish guts.
Just a little mistake. Just a little mistake.
What are all these for, exactly?
Mr. Fogg gestures for Brimley to come closer. Then, with a proud whoosh, opens the large sack he's been filling over the last 3 days.
These are my collections so far. A klaxon, a watering can, a fishbowl.
What's a klaxon?
A chamber pot?
Despite his lack of facial features, Mr. Fogg can sense Brimley's disdain.
You've gone full bonkers, mate. You're the fog walker. Aren't you ashamed of hiding in rubbish, stealing old junk?
It's not junk, old chap. Every piece here will be invaluable to our work.
Mr. Fogg's face hardens as he turns his gaze towards Brimley.
Each one is a necessary component for my invention.
Your invention?
For... Ahoy, sailor! You over there, please wait!
Mr. Fogg's attention is clearly still fixed on the sailor.
Would you mind terribly leaving us those old ropes you've got there?
Good lord, he's bound for the sanitarium at this rate.
A rally?
Move along, no pushing. Everyone will have their chance to vote for their favourite competitor.
Oh.
Oi, Sweeney, you only pushed me out of the queue. Good bloody job, mate.
I'm voting for number 007, Molson.
007?
Molson? The first timer? Not all your life, mate. I'm down for 005 Bartley. She's the top seed.
The alley is full of stalls for the Uluru qualifiers. A crowd of people is gathered, their face painted with Uluru symbols, in anticipation of the
3 days
event.
to the qualifiers. Vote while you still can. Sir? Oi! You over there with the black brolly. Come on over and vote for the winner. Oi, mister, stop your pushing.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
Sorry, mate, we're on patrol.
Sir, we have a situation over there.
Let's follow them.
Now introducing the competitors for the Uluru London qualifiers.
Bartley! Bartley! Bartley!
Oi!
Who pushed me?
Ouch! Might just step, will you?
Me? Was you that pushed me, weren't it? You should be the one minding your own feet.
Arthur, I think we're only making things worse trying to move through this crowd.
Looks like we found our troublemakers. What do we do?
Keep up with them and bring him in.
Yes, sir.
Keep the sample.
Smoke installation. Okay. Channel. Double target. We'll do double target. This is what it gets. Star.
A good point. A new hypothesis.
Keep calm.
Confirm the coordinates.
Did he get away? He got away?
Arthur, next time, don't get me involved. I think I'm feeling sick.
But he gave us the rope after all.
Mr. Fogg grins as he looks at the small length of ropes in his hand.
Stop right there!
He turns his head, and there, standing behind him, are two constables.
Seems you two rough sleepers are wanted in connection with a fight breaking out on Cross Street. I'll ask you to come quietly and cooperate.
Mate, say something.
Wonderful. Now I have everything I need for my experiment. The properties of this sea-worn rope should be able to conduct the large particles into the purification vessels.
Mate, shut your gob for a minute and listen.
Yes, perfection. But how to measure and screen the size of the particles? We will need more sophisticated equipment. Huh? Why am I being handcuffed?
Because you're being placed under arrest, sir.
The moment the two constables draws near, they freeze in place.
Wait a second.
Their eyes widen.
Mr. Fogg, is that you?
Bloody hell! Are you seriously telling me you recognize Fogg before me? How many talking hats do you know?
Terribly sorry, gentlemen. I might not have recognized you through all this fog, were it not for that iconic umbrella of yours.
Oh, naturally. Just as I've somehow failed to recognize the two ignoramuses that tried to handcuff a hat.
The shorter constable gives a series of subtle eyes signals to the other.
We're sorry again, Mr. Fogwalker and Mr. Brimley. But we do need to ask you some questions. What with you running around, disturbing the peace, and making all these strange things you've got there?
Oh, I didn't steal anything. This is all just rubbish, and it's for official business. I'm going to lift the fog from London.
The two constables pause for a moment before their face breaks into awkwardly sarcastic smiles.
I see. All just a terrible misunderstanding then. Naturally, a bit of old rope, a car horn, unmistakably the latest in technology. Anyways, mates, best we let you go. You've got a city to save. We'll be off now.
With the handcuff removed, Brimley takes a moment to stretch.
Glad that's over. I'm no fan of handcuffs, even if I don't have any hands.
A little quiet, old chap. I'm just in the middle of a thought. How might I assemble it?
I'm sorry, mister, but I just heard what happened.
Huh?
Who are you? Lisa? Neither one of them had noticed the little girl who has appeared before them. She looks only half as old as Flutterpage.
Did you say lifting the fog, mister? Are you really going to get rid of the big, scary fog monster?
She blinks in her eyes, bright and sparkling, as she stares at Mr. Fogg like a little goldfish in a tank.
Will that mean you can cure my mummy? And bring back the blue sky?
Brimsley glances at Mr. Fogg.
Right?
With no response, the little girl grows anxious.
And then we can still have the Uluru Games, right?
Her eyes darts back and forth between Brimley and Mr. Fogg, looking for any chance of comfort.
My mummy said if the fog keeps sticking around, making people sick, then the games won't come.
Oh, we got the ad starting in half a minute. I already snoozed twice. Mr. Fogg crouches down and shakes the sack of treasures, spreading them out on the ground.
Mate, this really isn't the time or place.
A klaxon, a probe, a spoon, and a spool of weathered rope. Assembled like so, perhaps using a large pot or a baby's bathtub.
The girl gets on her knees as she leans in to get a closer look.
It will still need a touch of the miraculous.
He gently blows into the base of the glass vessel. There's a crackling sound as a few sparks of light flashes briefly in the glass container. Before long, a tiny steady light is glowing within.
Voila!
It's breathing.
Is Mr. Fogg an artificer? Creating all these gadgets? This machine hums as it draws in air, filtering it and releasing it through the other side.
Yes.
Oh, it's getting clearer.
The Uluru qualifiers will not just be fog-free, my little friend. They will be sunny. But I'll need some help. Would you and your friends join me in this project, young lady?
The little girl's face blushes red.
Yes, I'll help. I'll ask my grandpa, my mummy, and Auntie Martha to help too.
The more the merrier. We are going to build the largest fog purification machine on Earth. The London Air Pollution Auto Detect Cleaner.
That just looks like a great honking big vacuum to me, mate.
We're back at Willow's place.
Ulis, Sulis, all life's offerings I bring, as sacrifice to you from the growing spring. The light will sprout within the world's egg lay. Your endless quest brings parents' joyful day.
Parents' joyful day.
What are you, a parrot?
After hanging in the upside-down pose of a ribbon dance for an hour, Willow finally decides to break the silence.
Fine. Keep on then. Annoy an old woman to death if you like.
Another bad mood, eh, Miss Willow? This one's your worst this week. I counted it up. Every 32 hours, steady as a clock. You start scolding me, scolding the plants, the ants, even flowers.
I thought we'd agreed. No more peeking round my house without permission.
Yeah, but you didn't kick me out, did you? And you gave me some rye bread and lemon jam. Don't quite know why you keep trying to act the big meanie, Miss Willow. I know you're a softie now, deep down.
The ribbon suspending Willow finally gives way, sending her quickly to the ground. She hits the floor with a heavy thud.
Miss Willow!
Ouch! Oh, it hurts.
Are you practicing for the qualifiers?
A distant voice reaches her. The corner of Willow's mouth twitches.
Hello again, Miss Swan.
Miss Barley? A blonde woman stands on the other side of the garden fence, her face half covered with a curl stem of a carnivorous plant. To be continued. Hesitation and challenge. You can always count on someone to be there for you, waiting to support you.
Be careful. Now you can spit it out. Right.
Vomit plunges into a bucket. Tooth Fairy doesn't spare it a second thought.
That's the 5th one today. I added a bit of powder into the candy to loosen up their phlegm. It should help them breathe a little easier.
Thank you so much, Doctor. We really had no idea what to do with this new variant of tuberculosis. You and the Foundation have been a real asset to us.
You're welcome. This is a matter of vital health for all of us. I'm very glad to see the treatment is proving effective. And I hope that our clinical experience here might contribute to solving this fog curse as well.
All I'm hoping for is for this mess to end soon, so we can go watch the games together.
Really? So the staff here are fans of the Uluru games as well?
Not just the staff. Everyone here loves a bit of sport. We're always listening to the broadcasts over the radio down in the ward. It's all quite motivating. Sometimes we even get the patients out onto the commons to practice. Something about the coming of a big sporting event always brings people together.
That's all very good to hear. But actually, it was this poster that grabbed my attention.
She points to a small poster pinned besides the bed. The picture is faded. It's too difficult to make out the face of the athlete.
That's her. Gorgeous, isn't she?
May I ask who she is?
Charlotte?
She happens to be this patient's favorite competitor of all time. She collected all of her posters and clippings. She even keeps a few photos of her as a bookmark, and in her purse.
Her favorite ritualist.
So I wonder if she's gonna perform. If the games
Looks
are
like
open.
you haven't had a proper guest in ages. Have you forgotten how to make a cup of tea?
You like to presume, don't you? So why are you here then? Just to enjoy the sound of a door slamming in your face?
Oh, how terrible of me for wanting to visit an old friend.
So then, Miss Bartley, you came all the way down from Yorkshire just to gawk at an old rival? I should feel lucky, should I? Truth is, I don't care to chatter about with you. Not now, not ever. so you can just turn around and march yourself home. Flutterpage, back to business.
After glancing at Caroline, Willow turns and gives Flutterpage a look. But Flutterpage is too busy staring at Caroline, her face vacant.
Why'd you send her away like that? She just wants to practice with you. She likes you.
Focus on your stopwatch. On the count of 3. No time to waste.
She's still there.
She's none of our concern.
And you ain't seen each other in a long time. Bet she misses you a lot.
For Pete's sake, Buzzy. No one does something like that just out of the goodness of their own heart. She has her reasons.
Flutterpage obediently closes her mouth, but can't help herself from giving Caroline a reluctant glance.
Charlotte, you know she's right. I have missed you. I want to see you. But if you really want to know the reason, I want to challenge you again. The question is, do you?
Do you know her?
Charlotte O'Hagan.
Oh, right. That's the name. Truth is, if it weren't for our little patient, I doubt I'd remember her. Most people think she's too old to compete now, that she's retired to God knows where. Others say she's become an addict, wasting her life away. I guess I heard in the gossip rags that some people think she's keeled over and died. Too bad for this young lady, but I doubt we'll ever see her in the games again. Wherever she is, she's like as not to lose, even if she did compete.
You just want to announce to the world you've beat me, eh? Think that'll be a fair challenge, do ya? Perhaps you ought to find someone a little more your speed. Someone who's still in one piece. Again, Miss Bartley. Please turn around. I haven't any sort of tea you'd like.
You have changed, haven't you, Charlotte?
What was that? Was that the ribbon? After a brief moment of surprise, Caroline throws the ribbon. A ribbon lashed fiercely, grazing the side of Willow's body before shooting past her.
What the blazes are you doing? What?
She pulls the ribbon back towards her, the cup landing squarely in her hand. She stands there calmly, her eyes still on Willow.
You just said you don't have any tea I'd like. But I think this one is just to my taste.
Wow, Miss Willow, that ribbon is amazing. It can go from long to short in a second.
Aye. A little toss of the ribbon to take control of an object at a distance of 10 meters. Catch an object after a turn. You did it. Well done. But your aesthetics were lazy. You're controlling the angle of your left shoulder, which is good, but it only means you're compensating for your poor stance.
She knows everything.
What then? Are you expecting me to say thank you?
No need. Thank yourself for all that hard practice you must have done over all those years. You're almost good enough now. Almost. Keep the cup. Let's go back to our timing, Flutterpage.
All right. Goodbye, Miss Swan.
For a moment, Caroline stands there motionlessly, cup in hand. Then she gradually lowers her eyes, places the cup on the fence post, and turns to walk away. She has barely walked a few steps when Willow Roses reaches her from behind. Not loud, but clear.
By the by, the ribbon technique you just did, I know you learnt it from me. From my performance at the Beltane exhibition match. Am I right?
The tone of her voice makes it almost impossible to simply walk away.
Excuse me? Each and every move, you copied it from my routine, right down to the ribbon.
What?
Miss Swan, your face is all red, like my daddy's face when he reads a funny joke in his punch books.
Me? Learnt from you?
You were taunting me right in front of my face, with my own routine. The very innovator that made it. I suppose it was just an attempt to win my approval, was it?
You really think that, don't you?
But I'm afraid you're not different than when we last competed, Caroline. Aye, you're diligent, but you were never graceful enough. That's what holds you back from glory in the floor ritual. Your aesthetic sensibility, it's all you've ever needed. But you still don't have it, do you now? You won't make any real progress reusing my old routines. Not unless you find your own way to express your pneuma and your own signature.
You won't make any real progress reusing my own routines. Not unless you find your own way to express your fusions and your own signature. Shame and regret slowly creeps across Caroline's face as she struggles to contain her anger. Then it bursts forth.
You really are full of yourself, aren't you, Charlotte? Do you know how many titles I've won at the international tournaments? The Desert Floor Ritual Open, the Aurora Cup World Championship, and many others, let alone Uluru itself. The name Caroline Bartley has long surpassed yours. I am the uncontested top seed in these games. The records of my skills, my own skills, are in the training manuals for new witches. Do you even know anything about the state of the competition these days? The rules and scoring systems are entirely different and higher in every way. The limits you once broke through are now considered standard for beginners. Ha! But indeed, I learnt it all from you. Face it, you've been left behind. You're no longer the model of perfection. You're just a shooting star that shined too briefly but eventually fell away. I am the rising sun. My name will be eternal in this sport, long after yours is forgotten.
Hey Melly, thanks for doing first. How's your day? How's work?
So be it. Go on. Be the glorious sun. And leave this fading star alone.
Caroline stands in shock as a couple of does take flight, leaving behind a few drifting feathers.
Aunt Martha! Lisa, you're back. We were just talking about you.
About me? What about me?
About your dream and your favorite competitor.
Oh. Oh, you mean Charlotte O'Hagan?
Yes,
That's great, but Mr. Fogg needs us for a project. He says we can still have the games if we all work together. Then maybe everyone will be able to attend the qualifiers. Maybe even Charlotte O'Hagan.
A project?
What sort of project?
girl cries draws the attention of everyone in the hospital, creating a buzz of confusion.
Give me a break. What are they planning to do this time? Another useless build that won't pass the House of Lords?
Sorry for interrupting. Did I hear you mention Mr. Fogg?
Yes, Mr. Fogg. He said he's making something that will lift all the fog from London. It's his great invention. With everyone's help, we can build a huge machine. But he says we'll need lots and lots of things, such as, pistons for the mechanic lung, and...
Calm and steady footsteps scroll nearer, and a large hand tousled the little girl's hair.
I'll take it over from here. Thank you, Lisa.
Mr. Fogg!
Mr. Fogg?
To be continued. Bygone days. An aged, delicate newspaper. A remnants of the distant and worn past. Our Uluru Games. Cast Spotlight. Exclusive interview. Meet the floor ritual prodigy. Charlotte O'Hagan, claiming my sunshine. In a stunning performance of the Uluru Games floor ritual event, 11-year-old Charlotte O'Hagan claimed the gold medal with her original move, the Geronimo Dance. This victory not only crowned her this year's champion, but also broke a 2-century-old record, making her the youngest winner in the event documented history, with the previous record of being set in 1802 by Green-Fingered Anna, who was 13 at the time. The O'Hagan lineage is steeped in the tradition of ritual arcane skills. Charlotte's great-grandfather, Douglas O'Hagan, who famously once entered the hidden stone gates at the Giant Causeway, and authored the the author of the Arcanist text, The Gate of All Gates, Rituals of Unlocking and Summoning. Her grandmother, Elizabeth Baker O'Hagan, earned bronze medal in the same floor ritual event back in 1966. Charlotte shares her thoughts and experience in the post-competitive interview. See page 4 for a full interview. Part 10. Dust-Covered Pearls. She's been silent for far too long.
Miss Willow, I think the water's been shut off. I opened it all the way, but nothing's coming out.
Flutterpage tilts her head as she brings it close and sticks her little finger into the faucet, feeling only a few drips of water. Dangling in midair, Willow wipes the beads of sweat from her face.
Go to the water resource office and ask the staff what's going on. If they're not there, they're probably at the gin barrel.
I know you want me to leave, but how are you going to track the time and score without me?
With a heart that's pure and a body lean, to the hunt I go through forest green.
The wand unswitched slips from her left hand and plummets to the floor.
Back! Pick it up and keep going, Charlotte. The movement's correct. First spin, then run the geranium over the shoulder, let it slide down the back, and as it falls to the ground, step on it to hop into the air. Then... Soulless, soulless, all life's offerings I bring as sacrifice to you from the growing spring. Ugh, this is all wrong.
She halts, wrinkling her brow.
Flow needs to be smoother. All right. Let's try this again.
How much practice has he been doing?
Sprouting light within the world's egg lays.
She gracefully descends from the air, her magnetic prosthetic twinkling softly as she lands.
Hooray! You did it!
This element requires a 720-degree turn. I haven't even made it to 600.
Oh.
Once more from the beginning. Your endless quest brings parents joyful days.
Her body has collapsed on the rotted wooden floors countless times today, and within the setting sun, each fall feels heavier than the last.
How about this time?
I did it.
You did what?
I completed the element. I did it.
Blimey! So you mean you did that move you've always talked about?
A 2.5 turn with free leg backwards and upwards. Wand throw and catch.
Does that mean you can complete the ritual too?
Yes.
Willow examines the journal in her hand. The tender pink leaves quietly resting in her palm. Not a single petal has fallen or been harmed in any way.
All right. That's enough for today. It's supper time. Your mother must be waiting for you to come home with beef stew, fried fish, and bread.
But why? You usually train for about 3 more hours.
Not today. I need a break. I'm totally exhausted. Why are you still standing there? Do I need to get His Majesty's limousine to pick you up?
Oh, I get it. If I don't leave now, the critters in the garden will bite my ears.
She mumbles on to herself as she quickly makes her way to the door.
Good. I won't see you off.
A gust of wind blows in through the door as Slaughterpage makes her exit. With a flick of Willow's wand, she slams it shut behind her. The room settles back into the muted, oppressive stillness. Willow steps into the pale yellow light in the kitchen and shuts the door behind her.
Bloody. You filthy little stain. Whoever gave you permission to stick to my cauldron?
Willow steps beside the sink, absorbing the cleaning.
Look at me. I have a whole sink of dishes that haven't been washed. And here I am, fighting a little stain on a cauldron. And when the water's just shut off too. I did ask Buzzy to visit the Water Resource Office. Hopefully it didn't slip her mind. If she even knows how to use it. Never mind. I can clean it off without water.
Program activated.
Perfectly understood.
A good point. A new hypothesis.
Please, allow me.
Calculating distance.
Now to return to my long-term mission. Rest.
Got it. It's off. You stubborn little thing. Everyone loathes you. Avoids you like the plague. You're just a pathetic little stain clinging to what you can. Do you have no shame to sully the sacred floor with your artificial leg? So what if you finish the element? It won't bring back your leg. Without it, you're no different from a clown. How could you possibly compete again? You're not qualified. No. I'm not. All the money I spent on this leg, all the efforts I made to finish the ritual, they're utterly pointless. When was the last time I ate dessert? Or even a chip, for that matter? Year after year, I've trained harder than the last to make up for my leg. But what's the point?
She flings the scrubbing brush into the cauldron, and her heavy breathing gradually slows down.
Forget it. Everything will be all right. Just give up. Stop thinking about it. Stop hoping. Don't look back or ahead. Just look at the cauldron.
Beneath the dim light, Willow raises her now sparkling clean cauldron to eye level.
See how clean it is now. Stop clinging to places where you don't belong. The world is perfect without you.
The rusted fossil suddenly splutters out of a blast of water. It splashes across the counter, startling Willow. The water's back! Willow leaps back with the reflex of the true athlete. Her gaze quickly falls on the piece of paper on the table.
No!
She dashes forward, snatching the paper away from the raging spray of water. It's the registration form of the Uluru London qualifier. Still good? Her hands, clenching from the form, begin to tremble. Before long, the tremors has engulfed her entire body.
Still intact.
What are you doing?
Intact.
Carolyn sits on the center of the sports field in her training gear, feeding the fire approach the ground beneath her feet.
Oh! Miss Bartley! I finally found you!
Flutterpage, is that you? I can hardly open my eyes in all this wind. Where are you?
I'm right here!
The wind subsides as Flutterpage makes a hurried landing, nearly losing her balance.
You've been looking for me, have you? How did you find me?
I knew where you were staying in London, but you wasn't there when I arrived. Then, the landlady Erica told me to try the training field. Looks like she was right.
She was. I've been training here every day. You know, to settle in before the event.
Good luck then. Actually, I've come here to deliver a very important and urgent letter to you. Here.
A letter of challenge?
The bold, crooked letter scrawled across the top proudly proclaimed the letter's importance.
I, Liberty Grove, on behalf of Charlotte O'Hagan, hereby challenge Caroline Bartley to see who will become the champion of the floor ritual in the Uluru Games. No matter if you're a seeded player, a champion, or the son you say you are, Charlotte O'Hagan, the only floor ritualist to master the 2.5 turn with free leg backwards and upwards, 1 throw and catch, will defeat you and win first place in the London qualifiers.
What? You mean...
She's back. Clan. The relentless toil, all for the sake of their eyes.
Out of the way! Out of the way! I found the perfect component for Mr. Fogg's machine!
The boy darts through the bustling alley, slipping between the hats and the smog, and landing among the crowd of the corner of the square. The machine is about half the size of a person, is at the center of everyone's attention. The crowd's members whispers to each other in excited tones.
This allows us to analyze the composition of the atmosphere.
He lifts his head above the crowd, his voice cutting through the chatter.
If the color of the filter paper meets that of the pollution standard, it will determine that the air is polluted and start working automatically. Let me show you.
Head turns and the crowd stares intently at the measuring tool in Mr. Fogg's hands.
Excuse me! Oi! Mr. Fogg, look! I found a glass stopper! It's the one you were looking for, right?
Stopper in hand, Freddy eagerly pushes through the crowd towards Mr. Fogg.
Oh, you found it. Yes, that's exactly what I need. Your attention, please. This glass stopper is one of the core components of this machine, which can harness the power of the sun to purify the air. Of course, this is only one component of many.
Are you done talking? We've given you everything you need. Where's our purification machine?
Quite right! We need to see the purification machine.
Discontent and suspicion starts to surface among the crowds.
No need to worry, folks. Believe me, there is no one who wants this purification machine to work more than I. So, I've been doing some experiments.
Arthur! Mate!
Here!
Mr. Fogg looks across the crowd. His eyes bright with intent, prompting the crowd to chart a path along the lines of his gaze. Grimly, 2 fairy and 3 dock workers appears at the end of the path. They're hauling a cart carrying a heavy machine.
Forgive me for not helping move it. I'm afraid I'm handless and horseless. I can't do a thing.
What the bloody hell is that? Some kind of mechanical freak?
Not to worry, Brimley. Now, folks, take a look at this. Thanks to your generous donations, my experiments on smog removal have finally come to fruition. Introducing the London Air Pollution Auto-Detecting Purifier Mark II. A high-power, multi-functional air cleaning machine. The current model can only operate for 3 hours at a time. But I'll continue to improve its performance before the qualifiers begin. It's estimated to last a whole day by then.
Wonderful! Simply wonderful!
No more smog standing in our way!
Goodness, I can't remember the last time I saw the sun and breathed fresh air. I feel as though I've been rotting.
It's an honor to see that sweet smile of yours, Dal.
I think I'm inspired somehow. I've always felt like a bit of an outsider in London, but this festive atmosphere makes me feel a sense of belonging.
I totally understand. Though I awakened in London, my true home is the land down under, thousands of miles from here. In some ways, I'm an immigrant. This sense of belonging is a treasure.
Inside the city car, the radio broadcasts a variety of live updates.
Yes. As an East London resident, my chest swelled with pride when I learned that the Uluru qualifiers would be held here. I couldn't wait to see what would happen.
That's your 9th sneeze since we got here.
Don't
Too
blame
dusty?
me. I didn't even want to come. The Uluru committee ignored my application to stay at the Australian headquarters. They couldn't find anyone willing to come to London with all this smog in the air.
They didn't have much choice either, mate. The Foundation's been preparing for the qualifiers in London for ages. We'll suffer huge financial losses if it's cancelled. Someone has to make the trip to decide whether we should cut our losses or continue to throw money at it. You must have done something to be the lucky one who has to do the job.
Holy!
Car screeches to a halt as a group of sooty critters square leaf to the front bumper. As the shuffling subsides, the engine revs up again.
I do apologise. These little monsters are all over the streets these days.
He sounds so calm. You'd think he was just talking about stray cats. You have to admire the stoicism of the Brits, especially in the face of all this. Honestly, this environment's totally unsuitable for any kind of outdoor activity. Hey, what are you doing?
Making note of the crash that almost happened. These records will be used to decide if the qualifiers should be cancelled. Someone has to be the doer, since we already have a whiner on the team, eh?
Look at all the decorations and posters. So much preparation for an event that won't even be held.
I'm surprised they even want to hold the qualifiers, given the situation.
Anyway, let's make it quick and get this job over with. Let me see. We need 2 things. Evidence that proves the environment isn't suitable for holding the qualifiers, and the profiles of all the participating athletes. Then we can go home.
Next, the changes made to Cross Street. Let's see what the local community has done to prepare for the upcoming event.
On the busy street, a crowd gathered around Mr. Fogg and his purification machine. After some further interrogate, the performance has greatly improved. Besides the device, the sign originally reads London Air Pollution Auto Detecting Purifier MK2, now reads MK3.
3, 2,
The contraption pierced together with the household goods as a glass container housing a solid metal mechanic lung purifier comes to life with a deep rumble. Bit by bit, the yellow smog hanging in the air is inhaled by the gaping vent. Eyes wide with wonder, the people watch as the world around them gradually turns clearer.
Wow! Look, Dad! Are those clouds in the sky? They're so white and fluffy!
Yes, so fresh. I've never felt anything like it.
Hey, I can even see Keaton's store 50 yards from here. Hello! See, Keaton's waving back!
A wave for joy ripples through the crowd as they interrupt an excitement conversation. Tooth Fairy watches Mr. Fogg. He's staring outwards. There's no celebration from him, only a quiet contemplation.
The first week is for planning, the second for execution, and the last for delivery and paperwork. Looks like you've completed the tasks as scheduled. Are you relieved?
Mr. Fogg stands there, still staring at the blue sky above.
Miss Tooth Fairy. The sun is so golden and warm.
Don't mind him. He's all over the place after working non-stop for the last few weeks. He's just trying to say he's happy, that's all.
What about you? How do you feel?
Me? The ranger's soul inside me has always wanted to gallop beneath the blazing sun. Yahoo!
Vermilion trudges forward, gliding merrily above the head of those around him. Tooth Fairy watches with a gentle smile. Then, something catches the corner of her eye.
Hmm?
Is it the floor ritualist?
A critter?
A critter?
No. Is that the black fog? What's it doing here?
Guided by the trace of arcane energy, she takes a few steps over to the corner. A faint, shadowy haze momentarily clouds her vision, vanishing just as suddenly as it came.
I thought the black fog was a result of the increased density of regular smog in the air, but it seems I was wrong. Mr. Fogg's machine has cleaned up the smog around us, but the black fog's still here, and it's getting thicker. How curious. At least now, without the smog covering its trail, I can sense its movements more clearly.
Following her keen sense, Tooth Fairy suddenly slips into a narrow alleyway. Her nostril stings as she enters the trail of the black fog. Something tiny and black seems to shudder in the corner deep within the alley.
What's that?
The black creature springs into motion, vanishing from her sight in the blink of an eye.
Huh?
Now it doesn't feel like the time to focus on the little damp lump.
The smog's back.
So the critter's generating it. The fog. Smog rolls back in, but this time it has taken on a thick, blackened quality and is accompanied by a handful of unexpected intruders.
I did hear that these little things tend to gather in the quiet alleys of Cross Street. Perhaps they'd like a visit from the Tooth Fairies.
Hey, give me a chip. Just one with the lowest
Oh, it's in a cardboard box. I didn't check what, oh, I guess I'll pick one right now.
Perfectly understood.
A new hypothesis. A good point.
Please, allow me.
Confirm the coordinates.
And now to return to my long-term mission. Rest.
Slipped away at the first opportunity.
She can't make out where they went through the thickness of the smog.
I knew it.
Suddenly fatigued, she paused to tidy up her hair.
But what exactly was it?
To be continued. Research log. In the name of London, the current Fogwalker has put forth great efforts. Records show sacrifice of sleep, numerous attempts at the amateur arcane skill enchantment, and a few rather gentlemanly words. London air pollution auto detect cleaner research note. Improved suction device, third test. Unsuccessful again. Not surprising. A mere cleaning device cannot possibly hold hope to replace the role of a Fogwalker's lineage. Amplifying the family's arcane skill may hold some promise, but we only have 3 weeks left. Truth is, my goal is not to solve the unsolvable mystery of the industrial era. I simply need to ensure that breathable air is available to all the event's duration. That means faster filtering, broader reach, larger capacity, just a short period of time, not forever. Arcane skill boosting device, 4th test. Could be off the mark on this one. Boosting the potential of arcane skill shows very limited effects. The line of thought failed to meet expectation. Miserably so, it was a bloody waste of time. Air pollution purifier. 1st test. Thanks to the St. Pablo Foundation in their ritual inscription technique, the device works. I was on the right track, somewhat. The Fogwalker's arcane skill may be irreplaceable, but just actually doubles the amount of hands we got. Ascribing incantation on a device like this, it's like having a duplicate of myself, working in tandems with me. Sadly, I'm not capable of supporting more than one of these, and the purification effect is still subpar. So, air pollution purifier MK 3rd, 1st test. Hey Ruka! What are you streaming today? Let me give you a shout out. So how was your stream and how was your day? Welcome in, Raiders. We're just in the middle of Reverse 1999 on the main event of the 2.3 update. Just yapping? Is it just chatting stream or something? Did you guys talk about anything interesting? Air pollution purifier MK 3rd, 1st test. A complete catastrophe. I'm a fool, an idiot, a nincompoop. Curse it, curse it. Advanced air pollution purifier, 3rd test. What an astounding discovery by the Foundation. I've never heard of the enchanting. Oh, let me hit the snooze button for the. Alright, take care, Ruka. Thank you for the raid again. I'm gonna hit the snooze button for the ad. So I think that might be our last news. What an astonishing discovery by the Foundation. I had never heard of enchanting arcane skills into everyday, ordinary items before. Their development in this area are revolutionary. Though I lack the expertise to perform true enchantment, Following the instructions to combine specific tools have improved my arcane skills integration into the device, and by integrating components of human technology, I achieved success. I shall name this creation the London Air Pollution Auto Detecting Purifier. London Air Pollution Auto Detect Cleanser MK3rd 7th test. Phenomenal. Maintaining the perfect kitchen output puts a historian strain on me, but at least it is stable for several hours. I pray that tomorrow's demonstration goes off without a hitch. Let me check this off. Let's see. Wait, goes up to 19. Wait, 19. Yeah, so we'll probably 12. If it goes to 19, we'll end once we finish 12, and then we'll continue the rest another day. Alright, so this is going to be the last stage we're going to do. Part 12. Old Wood. Quick, get out there before the cake sells out.
Knock knock. Which would make the world a better place? Art or a heart of gold? Neither. The little knocker-upper Flutterpage will.
Flutterpage knocks on Willow's back door, but she receives no answer.
Where's Miss Willow? She should be warming up by now.
She walks a short loop around the perimeter of the house.
Where's she gone? Miss Willow? Miss Willow!
Silence.
Knock knock. Don't jump to conclusions. Mr. Wind will tell you the truth.
A gust of wind picks Flutterpage up, rising her high in the air. She sways as she glides in through an open window.
Knock knock. I'll open all the windows and doors, and all the treasure chests too. Miss Willow? Miss Willow? Miss Willow? What are you doing over there?
Is she okay? Did she fall? In the dark corner, Willow stands silently before a particular object. She sets Flutterpage but does not turn her head.
You're early. Why am I not surprised? You're about as patient as a dog waiting for his dinner.
I thought you'd start practicing as soon as you woke up. What you doing in this corner?
Willow softly rests her hands
Come
above
take
the
a look
object
at this.
before her.
I wonder if it still works.
That particular item sits still.
What a strange thing. What is it?
It's a sort of instrument called the didgeridoo. Come give it a try. First, put your hand on it like this.
Flutterpage, imitating Willow, lays her hand on the dinglewood.
Okay. Then what?
I'll teach you how to play it.
Hey, give me a chip. Just one with the lowest denomination.
Imagine the note you want to play and tell it to the didgeridoo.
Okay.
No. Use your arcane skill. Not to use your words, but to harmonize with it. Observe it. Comprehend it. And then you can control it.
Perfectly understood.
Yes, I know.
Please, allow me.
Oh, need me to get you guys an ambulance?
You only have 1 HP?
It made a sound. Did you hear that?
Let me show you how it's done.
A new hypothesis.
Ooh, this is... charging.
A good point. Behold. Ta-da! Time for a special massage.
Eliminate target.
Finally, it's just you and me, Master. Do-do-do-do-do. It's beautiful.
Thanks for the luck, Billy.
Like raindrops pattering on tree leaves.
Willow gently puts Flutter Page hand inside before resting her own hand on it again.
Why's it gone quiet all of a sudden?
It's broken.
What? I didn't break it. Did I?
No. It's been broken for a long time.
Well, judging by the look of it, it must be old. It's got mildew all over.
This instrument is crucial to every flow ritualist. You see, we're not just dancers, but music makers, using our arcane skills to play the didgeridoo while we dance.
Don't worry, Miss Willow. I know broken things ain't always easy to fix, but we can start with the easy part. Why don't we wipe off the dust first?
Flutter Page picks up a loose piece of paper and moves it to wipe the dust from the digger wood.
Huh? Is this
Her application!
the athlete registration form for the qualifiers? Oh.
The girl blinks, her hair jutting out in every direction. She paused for a moment as she slowly reads the paper.
And look, you ain't submitted it. Why not?
There's still time, isn't there?
I think Flutter Page is going to take it and register her.
No! You already missed the window! Blimey! We've got to do something about this. Oh, that's right. Mr. Fogg said that 2 officers from the Australian headquarters would arrive in London today. I think we can ask them to pull the... What was the word?
Willow doesn't respond.
Anyway, we need to get a move on. I'll pull you up.
Flutter Page tugs desperately at Willow, who steadfastly holds her ground, leaving them in an impasse.
Flutter Page. Maybe it's time to give up.
Flutter Page turns her head.
Give up? What do you mean, give up? I don't understand. Ain't this the Uluru games we've been talking about for ages? Think of all the effort you've made. You didn't jump up and down in the garden over and over again to dust it, did you? You're an athlete, not a feather duster. And you finished that move!
The 2.5 turn with free leg backwards and upwards, wand throw and catch.
Yeah, that one! See? How can you just give up?
Oh, please. Don't look at me like that. Yes, I've always dreamt of completing this element. No one knows better than I how much this means to me.
Then why are you...
I don't want to talk about it.
Willow lowers her head.
You should leave. I need to see what I can do to fix the didgeridoo. Don't forget to close the door behind you.
Flutterpage stands frozen, staring at Willow for what feels like forever, before pouting angrily and crouching down, her arms firmly crossed.
I ain't leaving! I'm angry!
Unsure of what to say, Willow lets the moment hangs awkwardly in the air. Beneath this painting of the Irish countryside, one stands and the other squats. The grandfather clocking marks each passing second with a ticking, steady click. Eventually, Willow tightly taps Butterfield on the head with her finger.
Don't be upset. It's not that serious.
Flutterpage continues to stare at the floor, shaking her head forcefully.
I talked to Miss Bartley yesterday.
You didn't?
Flutterpage stands up.
Yeah, I challenged her on your behalf with a letter.
She only visited me so she could show off all the titles she's won. She's not the first to come just to laugh in my face.
That ain't true. Caroline was happy when she got the letter.
What?
She was really looking forward to competing against you. She told me why too. She said you were the most talented and hard-working player she'd ever seen, and that it took all her effort just to keep you in her sight, let alone catch up with you. Because you're different, the one true master of the art. If there were only one gold medal in the history of the floor ritual, it'd be meant for you. Those were her exact words.
She wrestles with her memories, yet the emotional pull of the past remains palatable.
I only chose to become a floor ritualist because I had a talent for it. I wanted to win. So I practiced and practiced, paying little attention to anything else. My family, my friends, my life. None of it mattered more than victory. To me, there was no reward more alluring than the euphoria of winning. But whenever I looked back at my past glories, I felt no happiness or excitement. Instead, I'd replay every moment in my mind. Every lost point, every imperfect movement, and think about how close I was to failure. So I pursued the next victory even more fervently. I thought, next time, I won't lose a single point. Next time, I'll be perfect. That was what was running through my mind when I was crowned champion of the Beltane. But there was no next time. That was my last competition.
But you can still have a next time. You can still try again. Look at you. Your skills haven't dulled a bit.
What's the point? I've pushed away everyone I wanted to honor with my victories. I've strayed too far from home. Not to mention...
He casts a silent glance at her leg.
Okay, but are you happy when you do the floor ritual?
Am I... happy?
See? I love being a knocker-upper. Every morning, I get to see all kinds of sleeping positions. Some people cuddle, others curl up in a ball, and some ain't even in bed at all. I like watching them wake up too, like newborn kittens learning to crawl. And finally, when they completely open their eyes and stand on their feet, I feel a gust of fresh wind rushing out the window. It makes me happy. So what about you? Does the floor ritual make you happy?
I don't know. The only thing that comes to mind is that after a game, me mam would take me to the old cake shop down the road and buy me a cheesecake. The same one every time. That was the only time I'd allow myself to eat dessert. It had raspberries and chocolate drizzled on top. I can still remember the taste. Sweet and tart, with a light bitterness.
Oh! So what really makes you happy is the cheesecake after the game.
What?
Right. Then let's get you registered for the qualifiers so you can have that post-game celebration cheesecake again.
What are you...
Let's go talk to Mr. Fogg. I'm sure he can find a way to get you into the qualifiers. And if your leg's causing you trouble or anything, Miss Tooth Fairy can help you out. She is a doctor from the Foundation, after all.
Wait.
The delicate wind brushes past, causing her leg to lose her earlier stubbornness and follow Flutterpage out of the house.
Don't you want to eat that cheesecake?
They walk beside the painting of Ireland. They wind their way through the willow-bound torches and mysterious
Don't
vessel.
you think it'll make you happy?
They pass through the house front door.
That cheesecake.
And leaps out the house.
It will, right? Then let's go get it. Life's all about happiness, ain't it?
A surge of fresh air. Fresh floods Fulu's nostrils, hitting her like a full-on collision. With the outside world. Lowering her gaze, she catches sight of Flutterpage, hovering in air, a delicate lock of hair swaying in the breeze.
You... silly little buzzy.
Using the hand spare from Flutterpage tugging, Willow slowly flicks at the silky strand of hair.
Why is everyone leaving the stadium?
Flutterpage is still tugging Willow in the direction of the venue, but there seems to be more and more despondent people going in the other direction.
Oi, where are you all going?
Home.
Home? Why? Mr. Fogg's holding the ribbon cutting ceremony for his machine in the stadium. Why ain't you going there?
It ain't happening.
Pardon?
I said it ain't happening. The ceremony. The Foundation officers cancelled the qualifiers. Mr. Fogg's so-called biggest air purifier ever doesn't work.
To be continued.